Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Friday evening. Hope yous are well. Hope yous have a good weekend. And welcome, everybody. Welcome. Some have asked about why we haven't done the Blue Book Zone. I've just decided to put it on a bit of a break for a couple of weeks because, for the simple fact is, there's so much Doctor Who news at the moment, and there's so much going on at the moment that I haven't done any research for the stream. So I didn't think it was appropriate to do a stream without actually getting some stuff together. So I decided I'll go live for about an hour or so. We'll see how things go. There's so few watching right now because they probably didn't think I was going to be going live tonight, because I didn't go live obviously last Friday. So I've got a few things to talk about anyway, but we did so I received some contact off Starry-Eyed Girl about the stream that we did. Just to let everybody know, she's fine, by the way. But some of you already would have seen our comment up on YouTube. But for anybody that didn't, I will show you now. She was overwhelmed by the amount of support she had received. And, you know, as I said to her, you know, I mean, look, you've always been very supportive of this channel. You've always been more than welcome on this channel. You have guested on this channel. Dan was the one that introduced me to you. So, yeah, look, as soon as I heard what happened, of course I was going to. I'd do the same if it was someone going after Cheryl or anybody else in the fandom. It was bang out of order and shouldn't have happened. So I felt it was necessary to talk about it. Just because we did that one stream doesn't mean that we're gonna, you know, it's being highlighted and that's it. No, we'll probably do these streams, these type of streams, just to kind of keep you updated on what's going on in fandoms. Maybe we'll probably do these streams once a month where I bring on different guests. Another thing as well, I have organized a couple of new guests to join the channel for interviews. I won't say who they are, obviously, yet, but I have arranged for a couple of new YouTubers that have never been on this channel to come and basically guest on the channel. And I was actually surprised, to be honest. I was pleasantly surprised because I've actually unprotected my Twitter account, and since then, it's been kind of quite cool, to be honest with you. I haven't had any problems yet, or maybe the J-bots haven't realized that I've unprotected my Twitter account, but it's unprotected now, so I'll be able to do. I'll be able to share the lockdown trailers now properly and try get as many people as we can behind them, because right now there seems to be a need for them. A lot of people love them. So I just want to show you this, because everybody that was involved, thank you very much. But this is what Starry had to say. So she says, "Thank you, Noel, for organising this stream, and to Cheryl and yourself for your support and friendship. Very moved by this stream. Hearing other people's experiences too, I was overwhelmed by everyone's care and consideration. I love you all, my friends, at Purple Lady, at the Space Book, at Samantha Joe, at Loki's Morning of Mischief, at Problem Being, Eddie of Scarrow, and myself, of course, and everybody else that took part and had some kind words. It has obviously touched her, and she is doing fine. She's doing absolutely fine. Um, and I just want you just to all see this because, I'm proud of that stream. YouTube obviously have decided that what we were talking about was hateful because they limited the stream for hateful content, believe it or not. And this was after a human review. So someone actually watched me stream from YouTube and determined what we were talking about bullying in the fandom, was classed as hate content. Now, we didn't mention anybody's name in the stream, so I don't know where they came to that conclusion. Of course, there's no way of appealing it now because it's done. So, it's absolutely ridiculous. But that hasn't stopped anybody from watching the stream. There's over 400 views on it now, which is absolutely fantastic. If you could share the stream, get it out there, let people hear other people's stories, let them hear what's going on in the fandom. It is very important that we keep this highlighted. That's why this wasn't a once-off stream. We will be keeping tabs on what's happening in the fandom because it's important that these issues are highlighted, especially in the world and society that we're living in today. There are other issues as well as the racism and all that other stuff that's going on at the moment. There's loads more in society that needs to be fixed, and and these kind of issues are well worth highlighting because bullying, whether it's bullying a man or a woman, is wrong and it shouldn't be tolerated. So it's nice to hear that Starry is doing very well. So I just want to say to Starry as well, thanks for that lovely message. It obviously made the stream worthwhile, to be honest with you. And as we have said to you, and as you know, many messages have been sent to you, we have your back, and we always will. You're part of this fandom. You're one of us. You're not as militant as any of us, but you're one of us. You can see the bull that's going on with pop culture, and these idiots, the bullies, don't like it. So hopefully we'll see you back one day. But you're right to do what you're doing. 100% agree. Focus on your family and stuff, and when you're ready to come back, we'll be all here waiting. So that's what Starry had to say. So yeah, I'm glad I did that stream. I don't regret it one bit. It needed to be done, and I'm just glad that she was happy about it because as Dan said, just in case you get embarrassed, there's nothing to be embarrassed about anyway. Friends were showing how much they care, and everybody in the live chat as well was very supportive as well. So thank you guys. Right, let's see who's in the chat tonight. We've got Daniel, Gary, US Dutch Kitty is here. Welcome. Colin P. Smith, Gary, Crystal, Chris. It's great to see your name in the chat, mate. I keep saying it, but it is. Welcome back again. I won't keep saying it because it'll get a bit boring after a while. And we have Captain Trek as well. Welcome. Nice to have you here. And by the way, guys, if there's any of you in the live chat that have YouTube channels and would like to guest on the channel sometime, because what I'm trying to do now is and I'm going to try stick to it, especially after the last stream that we had. I could see bringing on new YouTubers has actually, people have enjoyed it, and so did I. It's probably one of the best streams that I've been. Actually, it's up there as one of the best streams that I've done. So many wonderful people. But if you would like those people that were joining me that night in the stream. And if there's any other people that are listening to me right now or happen to listen to this stream later on, if you would like to guest on the channel, just send me a message on Twitter, Messenger, if you're following me on Facebook, or even here, let me know if you're interested. I'm trying to bring on as many different guests as I can, but not just dealing with the Doctor Who fandom. I want to bring different YouTubers into the fold, because obviously, as we have said on this channel, and we said it a few months back, we need to be branching out a little bit more. There's a danger that the channel will get stuck in its own little eddy, which is Doctor Who. And, while we will still continue to do Doctor Who related stuff, I want to be able to branch in, bring on other YouTubers that talk about, the likes of Superman, Batman, Star Wars, Star Trek. We did Picard on Rabbi's channel. I want to do more stuff like that. Stuff that actually matters to you guys, and TV shows that you watch that are being destroyed. If there's any shows that you think I should watch because you think it's worth reviewing and it's worth having my voice added to the conversation, that type of thing, I won't be rebranding the channel. The channel will still stay the same name because I like the channel's name, but we will be branching out, and I want to branch out because listen, for the channel to survive, I'll have to, because right now Doctor Who is an awful state, right? People are watching the channel because I'm obviously doing the classic Who watch-alongs, and they do watch the new Who watch-alongs with us as well at the weekend, which is great. And they do like when I do the Doctor Who streams as well. But there's other stuff out there to be talking about as well that I haven't actually stuck my nose in. And there's a few things as well, that subjects that other YouTubers talk about, that I'm actually genuinely interested in, and I'm fans of these things, but I don't really say anything about them because I concentrate more on Doctor Who. Well, that's going to start to change, we'll be branching out a lot more. And as Chris says, don't forget to hit that like button. And remember, if you're still subscribed, please make sure that you still are, because YouTube are being, we all know what's happening with YouTube. And also make sure you hit that notification bell, because I've noticed a lot of people are telling me as well that they're not getting notifications to me streams either, which is very frustrating. To be honest with you, but right. Obviously, this news dropped yesterday. It is concerning Doctor Who. So I want to show you something. It's I think it's a big finish. I don't know how I feel about this, but again, it seems to me, Daleks, Ood, Paul McGann's Doctor. It just seems to me, it's a cash grab. I'm sorry, plain and simple. It's a cash grab, and already I've heard that Time Lord Victorious is a bar fest, which I'm surprised. I have to be honest. I'm surprised. I know everybody lost interest, but I was thinking, well, maybe when stuff starts coming out, people will actually convince a lot of us that it's actually worth investing in. But so far, the comments that I've seen, it's a complete bar fest, and and that's not good. That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign, and again, this is what happens. And I think, to be honest, this is what happens. I know Rabbi did an interview with Nicholas Briggs, and he says that this has been in the works for a while. I honestly would question that. Personally, I think this was a rush job. I think that everything that's happening now is a rush job. I think they've gotten to breaking point with the cash flow, and they really need, even though the show's secure, financially secure because they signed the deals, BBC aren't making money on Doctor Who, and they need to start making money fast, because deals can be threatened, contracts can be, people can start looking at if the show's not doing too good. We already know Doctor Who magazine is struggling, and it's struggling for the fact that the show isn't as popular as all these other people make out to be. But I want to show you this. So this is from Digital Spy. And the article says Doctor Who releasing a crossover series with Daleks, Ood, and Classic Doctor. And the Classic Doctor is obviously Paul McGann. Time Lord Victorious will see Paul McGann return as the Eighth Doctor. Doctor Who has launched a new multi-platform crossover series which will be told across audios, novel, comics, vinyl, digital, immersive theatre, escape rooms and games. Time Lord Victorious was the first teased earlier this year. Will follow several doctors across space and time as they defend their home planet from a terrible race. Coming in October, Paul McGann will return as the Eighth Doctor and face the Daleks in a new trilogy of new adventures from Big Finish Productions. Now listen, it all sounds well and grand and great, right? But the problem is, if you've already started off and fans are already saying it's boring, are you going to be able to get to October? And I know it's Paul McGann, and fans of Big Finish will say Paul McGann's stories are probably the best Big Finish stories that you can get. Yeah, I would agree with that, but the problem that we have here now is I think this is all a rush job, and I don't know if it's going to translate well, and I don't know. We just don't know. There's too many unknowns. Listen, even the Tom Baker, David Tennant one, it just seems a bit, to me, it's all a cash grab. So speaking about Time Lord Victorious, producer Alfie Shaw said, Time Lord Victorious has been a glorious delight to work on. We have 3 new authors writing the Eighth Doctor trilogy. Right, well, see, there you go. That line there, we have 3 new authors. Where's the old authors that were writing for Paul McGann? Or get ones that are actually know his character. See, again, when they started, I'm not saying it's a bad thing bringing in new writers, right? But who are these new writers anyway? See, it doesn't say. I wouldn't be surprised, right, with the way everything is going on, if those writers are actually female. Because remember, a certain time lady out there decided to have a go and ask how many female writers were working for Big Finish. They're never happy. Agenda. We've got Colin P. Smith, CJ Campbell, Crusader, all in the chat as well. Welcome, guys. Nice to have you all here. Don't forget to use the hashtag that you see scrolling across the screen. Whatever social media platform you're on, please show your support to Starry-Eyed Girl, please, if you wouldn't mind. And I know a lot of you won't hesitate anyway to do so. So where are we going now? Hold on, I just want to check something. Odd thing is, I don't generally think of the Eighth Doctor as classic. Yeah, a lot of people don't actually. There's in some of the real militant classic groups, they don't even mention Paul McGann. Paul McGann, you're not even allowed to mention Paul McGann's Doctor actually, which is quite sad, really. But that's their prerogative. If they don't want to class him as a classic Doctor, then that's up to them. I certainly think he's a classic Doctor, and yeah, but that's just my opinion. Oh. Bobby D. French has popped in as well. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, we got 28 of yous good folk watching. Welcome, everybody. Right. For some weird reason, there's something. Right. Sorry about that, folks. I wasn't well yesterday. And for some weird reason, I just had something to eat there, and I just feel a bit odd. I'm grand. I'm grand. Don't worry about it. It's not anything serious, but I just feel a bit. Oh, I need to get up. It's like as if there's something cut down my throat, but there's not. Oh, it's this. My stomach is playing up again. Oh, Crystal is here as well. Right, sorry. Right. Focus. Right. Let me see. Yeah. So, as I said, yeah, I just think the whole lot of this. I don't think it's been I don't think it's been as long in the planning as it's made out to be. I just don't get it. It's well, it hasn't went down well, and that's the thing. Listen, it is a money. It's been a money grab from the beginning. You've got people begging you to go and buy the Doctor Who magazine, and you know, while the other side, and I already know what argument they're going to formulate because it's so obvious. The argument will be, well, there's been a global pandemic and we haven't been able to get the magazine. But the thing about it is Doctor Who magazine has the advantage of actually being online as well. So if you can't get it in the supermarkets, which have been open during this pandemic, right? And let's just say they come up with the argument that, well, maybe the magazine couldn't be delivered to the shops. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. As I said, though, it's online. You can get it online. You can actually pre-order a certain amount of copies. I think you can get a yearly subscription, right? There is no excuse in this day and age, right? The magazine should not be struggling. It's struggling because it's aimed at teeny boppers, right? That's the bottom line. It's aimed at teeny boppers. That's what we'll call them. Teeny bopper little planks, right? That have no intelligence whatsoever, that are all a bunch of drones and all sing off the same hymn sheet, right? They have no independent thought. They have no intelligence, right? So this magazine, the merchandise, the show, you see the way they've dumbed down the show, it's all for them. It's all for them. And that is why it has failed, because Doctor Who, believe it or not, J-Bots, was actually an intelligent sci-fi show. And, you know, certain plot points and certain things that happen within the show went over people's heads, yeah? And, of course, we can't have that nowadays because Doctor Who has to be able to be viewed by a broader audience. We get that, right? I get that, but you don't dumb it down. You don't dumb it down. You don't need to dumb it down. Listen for a minute. If that shit goes over their brain dead heads, right? It goes over their brain dead heads. They watch the show because they love the Doctor. They watch the show because the adventures the Doctor does beyond, right? The rest of us that are intelligent and can actually get what the showrunners are doing, right? We will like it for that, right? RTD was perfect. Sorry, Ted. RTD was perfect in the way that he did it, right? He brought in younger fans, right? Younger fans that mightn't necessarily been on the ball like us older fans, but he was able to include them and he was able to do things in it that they could understand. Chris Chibnall can't do that. Writers generally in Hollywood and all over the world right now cannot do that, right? Because they're not proper writers. They're not proper because they've been all handed a job. You know what I mean? Not one of them has earned the right to write for Doctor Who. Not one of them. All these new fancy writers. Not one of them. And I know you, and I will say, I know you have to start somewhere, right? And maybe Doctor Who is a great platform for some, and I'll agree with that. But you look at what we've gotten. I mean, Pete McTeague, as was mentioned, and I will agree with Eddie on that one. Pete McTeague is probably the best out of a bad bunch, right? So you keep him and you fire the rest, right? That's someone that's worth keeping on and then worth, developing his career, his writing style, further with staying on, watching how it's being run, watching how it's being written, seeing what he would do and what he wouldn't do. They've dumbed Doctor Who down for the masses, and it's backfired. I'll put up a little video. I'm starting to put up little videos on Twitter as well. They're only like 30, 40-second videos, right? And I just basically showed, right? So as you all remember, Josh Snares, some of you know, he's a YouTuber, and he wrote up a tweet a few months back where he said, Canon can go and fucking die, right? And I put up a video and I wrote, I wonder how that went, right? Go and look at the Doctor Who's Origins trailer right now on YouTube. Most of you are watching me now. Open another window and look at the Doctor Who Origins trailer and look at the amount of dislikes. Then I'll ask you to go into the comment section and look at all the comments. Now, I had someone, a J-bot, tell me, they're all bots, they're all fake fans. They're fake. They're not real fans. They're fake fans. Because you should like Doctor Who. It doesn't matter if a woman's in the role and she's crap. You've got to like it. Because if you don't, you're sexist. You've got to like it. Obey. Obey. Go and look at it, right? The Timeless Children's Story Arc Origins trailer for the Time Lords has been rejected. The Doctor Who magazine is struggling. Fact. The ratings are down. Fact. And you can spin it all you want. They take into the account the overnights. They take into the account people watching on catch up. They take everything into account and everything is down. The worst rating since the late 80s. Right? Fact. Casting a woman as the first Doctor, or casting a woman as the Doctor, I should say, has been the worst failure of the BBC. It's been the worst failure. This experiment has spectacularly failed. It has failed, right? And the fact that she's got in a mediocre actress, and that's what she is. She's a mediocre actress. You get in a mediocre actress that doesn't have any screen presence, that needs about 4 or 5 people in the fucking TARDIS with her because you know she doesn't have that screen presence, well, then the show is going to fail. The thing is that Chris Chibnall, right, doesn't even have faith in her, right? Because he had to bring in Bradley Walsh. He had to bring in Tosin Cole and Mandeep Gill. And look what those two planks have done. Nothing. No character development. Wasted. Tosin Cole is being wasted, right? He's going off to do an American show. I can't wait. I will support that young lad because I tell you one thing, in Series 11, he was the only one, him and Bradley Walsh, that were the only two that were decent. Poor Mandeep Gill, I don't know why she got into acting because she just doesn't seem to do anything. I don't see the purpose. And I know it's not all Mandeep Gill's fault. It's the way that she's written. But still, even when she's given dialogue, and we've seen her on Twitter, she just comes across as an arrogant, privileged twat. Yeah, exactly, Matrix Lord, and welcome. The only reason why Series 13 even exists or is happening is because of the fact that it has been paid for. Actually, Let me see. Leland is here as well. We've got a few more people into the chat. Right, I've been chatting for half an hour. Right, you know what I'll do? I'm going to pop the old link into the chat. Now, if you haven't been on the channel in a while, so Matrix Lord, if you want to pop in, there's the link in the chat. No, none of them are. Jodie Whittaker, unfortunately, isn't leading material either. Look, that's the reality of the situation. And these people need to face up to the fact that the reason why everything is struggling, merchandise sales also down, right? It's all a fact. You could spin it all you want. You could sing from the same hymn sheet, right? These arguments are now null and void. Everybody can see through your arguments and see that they are actually not built on any foundations whatsoever. You have lost the argument. Actually, sorry, you lost the war. We told you this was going to happen. You wouldn't listen to us. You celebrated when you had little victories, right? But we told you at the end of the day that in the long run, we would win. The fans would actually win. And the reason why the fans have won is because they've walked away. They have walked away and had enough. BBC, I say it again, when you pander to the Twitter crowd, right, you are not pandering to all of the fandom. You are pandering to a vocal minority who have destroyed fandom after fandom with their ideology, their agendas, and their beliefs, right? You've incorporated that into the show, and look where it has got you. It has got you absolutely nowhere. The show is a failure. A failure. And for anybody out there that thinks fans are going to be watching Resolution of the Daleks, no, they will not be watching Resolution of the Daleks. It's not going to happen. Actually, at Christmas Day, there's going to be a big YouTube event happening with me and loads of other YouTubers are getting together. We're going to get all the New Who Christmas specials, and each channel is going to show a New Who Christmas special. Celebrate Christmas, Doctor Who, the way it should be. Forget about Resolution. And by the way, you know, I dare you to put it on Christmas. Because then you'll see it compared to other Christmas specials where it actually lines up with the rest of them. But just won't. You say festive, so I'm going to say you will probably put it on the day after Christmas, maybe Boxing Day, or you're going to put it on New Year's Day. We've got John Steed here as well, and we've got Zadako24 Meta here as well. Welcome. But it's absolutely ridiculous. As I said, the link is in the live chat there. I just put it in there. If anybody wants to join me for the last half hour or so, just a short stream anyway, just to let you know Starry is okay. Just talk about because I haven't really touched on the whole Time Lord Victoria stuff and the spin-offs and what's happening. And I wanted to address it. Let's see. I see already there's loads of people following me on Twitter now since I've unprotected my account. See, this is what happens now. What will happen is they'll all follow me because, believe it or not, since I've protected my account, I've probably had about 500 people try to follow me, right? And the majority of them have been J-bots. No messing. The majority of them have been J-bots. After I've done a video or a stream criticizing something, I always get mass. Everybody does. Any YouTuber that deals with YouTube will tell you this. When you do a stream on that, and right, you go and check your Twitter account, and you've been followed by loads of people. And it's either people that agree with you or people that disagree with you. By the way, I'd like to also say thank you to the people that have subbed in the last couple of days. We're at now, just to let you know, we've set a goal. I put it on Twitter. So I want you to do me a favor, guys, right? It was my goal. I mentioned this obviously at the start of the year. And we could still make it. So I'm 450 subscribers away from getting to 2,000 subscribers, right? Your birthday is on the 21st of June, right? So I'm hoping by the time I get to the 21st that we're close enough even to the 2,000, or we get to 2,000 subscribers. So let's hope we can. And Mr. Hyde's podcast, as I said, I'll say it again, for anybody that wants to join, the link is in the live chat. Just in case you haven't seen it, I will actually put it in again, because Cheryl showed me how to do it. So I'm a big boy now. For anybody that doesn't know, this has been a struggle for me over the last few months trying to get a link into the chat. So there you go. The link is back in the chat again. So if anybody wants to join me for the last half hour or so, pop in. This is your chance now. Doesn't happen very often that I put the old link in the live chat. So here's our opportunity. Don't embarrass me now. I'm serious. I'm only joking. If you don't want to join, you don't have to join. Oh, by the way, I also want to actually make a bit of a plea to any Jodie Whittaker fan out there. Listen, I think what's going on in the world has opened everybody's eyes that things need to change, and in fairness, they should have changed. The link is in the chat there, Matrix Lord. All you have to do is just press the link and you can join me. It's in the chat. I just put it in the chat there. Anybody wants to join me, the link to this stream, if you want to come on as a panelist, the link is in the chat. I've put it in there 3 times now. It's yeah. Yeah, Chris, that'd be nice. Gary always gives me a bit of a shout out there. Gary is very good like that. Gary's always been a good supporter of the channel. He just gave me a shout out there last week, I think it was. So yeah, but yeah, it would be great if I could. It says you're backstage. No, nobody's backstage. Do you know what? There seems to be who wants to join in the panel, and I'll send you an email, because there seems to be a problem here. Hold on, I'll refresh it and see what happens. Right, no, there's something. Okay, hold on. I'll just John wants to come on, Matrix Lord. So I'm gonna send an email. John, I have your email, don't I? I think I have your email. What is your email? Right, well, there's Joe. Right, so that's sent, Joe. Daniel says he'll wait till Sunday. If you want to come on, you can come on. You got Chad's and Karen link. Oh, is that what it is? Well, anyway, if you haven't seen the Chad's and Karen stream, go ahead. It's in support of lovely starry-eyed girl. So right, I don't know how I'm doing that. But if anybody else wants to join, let me know. Matrix Lord, I've sent you an email through your email. I can't do it any other way. John, I forget what your email is, mate. Damn, why is this never easy for me? Right, I'm sending you another email. I don't know what's happening because, like, even when I went onto my StreamYard, all the destinations and all that I have where the stream goes and all, YouTube is screwing up everything. Should they screw up me bleeding PlayStation account as well? My YouTube channel got taken down off me bleeding PlayStation, right? And then YouTube go, oh, we realised there's an issue and all. Well, bleeding fucking sort it out, right? I pay for PlayStation Plus, right? I pay fucking Sony, so fucking sort it out. I'm sick of it. Right, they've eased the lockdown. Why aren't these people in fucking work? And there's Matrix Lord. Welcome, mate. Sorry I'm moaning.
Hey, dude, what's up?
Pissing me off.
You all right?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm grand. Who else is coming on? John.
I think you sent the link you sent was the Chad and the Karen's link, the one that's closed.
How am I bleeding? I don't know how that.
You sent me the right one on the email. You sent me the right one on the email.
See, I don't know what's happening here. There it is there, StreamYard.com, right? So I basically paste that and then I copy it onto the chat. That's what I've been doing, but obviously for some weird reason, I don't know.
How you doing, bro?
John, hold on, because John Steed wants to come on. John, if you're coming on, man, send me your email or messenger, will you? So I can get you on. And Daniel, if you do want to come on, you can come on. Nothing's stopping you from coming on. Do you want to come on?
What's up, Daniel?
Here, we'll just send him the email.
How you doing?
I'm not too bad. How are you anyway? Because I know there's been
craziness. Yeah, it's protesting everywhere. It's, we went out today and I bumped right into protesters. It was, it's a crazy world we live in now, but it was peaceful at least. But
yeah,
I apologize for being bearded and haggard. We haven't had a barber open. My hair is all long and I starting to look like the master.
I'm like a woman sitting here, man. My hair's gone real long.
I look like the master.
Luckily for me, I have a Philips razor that Cheryl bought me, electric
nice
one. So I've been able to shave my face all right, but yeah, the hair is getting ridiculous now. I'm actually getting, I can actually get it now. I can rub it through my fingers now, and actually can put it all the way back. It's. I don't think it's been this. Has my hair ever been that long? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh, Cheryl thinks it's been longer. Here's Daniel.
Daniel! What's up, bro?
Not bad.
No problem. Mr. Hoyt said he'll join as well. So he says if you send me the link on Messenger. Right. Actually, you can send it on Messenger. I've never tried to send
it. Just copy and paste it. The same as
friends. So, who am I? Mr. Hoyt's podcast. What? Oh, Jesus! Don't do
this. How you doing, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just yourself?
Hanging in, man. Hanging in. Surviving, right?
Yeah.
I have it. I just.
Open Messenger.
I have it.
Matrix Lord, he's doing something complicated, meaning copy and pasting. So feel free to talk in the meantime with Daniel.
Oh, okay, sure. So here's the thing. Supposedly, the Doctor Who filming is not going to be none of this stuff with COVID and all this other stuff is going to prevent what's coming, I guess. I mean, that's what Chibnall said.
Yeah, but are they not supposed to be under the social distance?
Yeah, I think this. I mean, they didn't film yet, But supposedly, the thing is, like I was saying before, they have to have all those scripts completed. So before that happens, they have to talk to Jodie, because again, this isn't going to be a situation where she's going to change her mind like Jenna Louise Coleman, and then they're just going to rip up the scripts and throw it out. So before that regeneration episode is written, they have to ask her, hey, are you staying or are you going? Because they need to know,
Yep.
And from what I understand, she ain't going. So, I mean, I think last week they said there are no plans for her departure. So, if that's the case.
Is it not because of the HBO contract that they've been?
I mean, they're getting money from China and HBO. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter, I guess, because it's paid for already.
Sorry, can I say something? Whoever the twat is that keeps reporting me to Facebook, and I don't know why you report me to Facebook, because all I do is put me streams on Facebook, right? So whoever's reporting me on Facebook, you need to get a fucking life, all right? Neil, unfortunately, I can't send you that link because apparently I've been banned from sending messages on Messenger because of some fucking twonk on Facebook. So whoever is following me on Facebook, actually one of my friends in my friends list, is reporting me because nobody else can see my account.
Why can't you copy and paste the link? Can't do that?
That's what I've been trying to do.
Oh shit! Somebody didn't want me. Here's the thing: somebody didn't want me to do gaming on my channel, and I kept getting flagged every time I did video games on YouTube. So I had to leave YouTube with the gaming totally, and go to Twitch. But I only uploaded one video the other day, Hubert. But some of my fans don't want me to do gaming. It's weird.
Because I was actually going to ask you about that, because you sent me a couple of your links to your channel, so I kind of was actually going to ask you, but you've already answered.
There you go. The link is in the chat. I hope this time, Sharon.
You know what it could be? It could be like when you put the thing. Is it a public post or is it a private?
No, they're only. I have my account set up that only the friends that are actually friends with me can look at my posts. I don't share it to the public. I never do any. It's only shared to friends, right?
Yeah.
But when you shared it in the chat, could anybody go in the live chat?
There's either someone in my Facebook groups reporting me streams, or there's someone on the friends list reporting me streams, which I've.
Did you see they demonetized a couple of my videos?
Yeah, they done it. Listen, we did a stream for Starry, and it was they've limited the stream because apparently it was hate speech, Matrix Lord.
They blocked my podcast for 2 days.
We've got two more final guests, and then we'll let everybody have a bit of a chat because I'll be leaving in about 20 minutes or so, right? So we've got John.
Okay.
Hey, John.
Hello, John.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. Are you all right, Daniel? Hello.
Yeah, I'm all right.
And we've got Colin.
Hello, Colin.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Welcome, guys. Right. This wasn't really the plan to do a panel, but you know what they say. Fuck it. Okay.
The best laid plans of mice and men.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say something, right? At the time that we're living in now, right? I mean, I still cannot believe. Oh, we've got another guest. Oh my God, they're all popping in. Right? Let's see who this guest is. Right. I'm surprised because I can't see who it is, so this is going to be a surprise.
Ooh.
Gary, yeah.
I can't get them in. Hold on.
You can only fit a certain amount on stream.
Oh Jesus! Who else? Oh my God, boys! All right. Hold on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, we've already got 6. So what we'll do is, right, we've got another guest waiting as well. So we'll rotate. Right, so if one of you, I'll ask one of you now, if one of you can rotate in 5 minutes, I'll let you decide amongst you ourselves who, and then we'll bring the other fella on. We'll just rotate with everybody. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, Neil, we'll get you on in a second. If you just want to hang on there, we will get you on. Right, lads.
Yeah.
Quickly, anyway. I mean, as I said, yeah, we did a stream. It's classed as hate speech. I mean, look, where's this going to end? I mean, you can't even defend your friends against bullies anymore on YouTube. Now, I have noticed you are right, Matrix Lord. I've noticed it's not just happening to you; it's happening to me.
Everybody.
It's happening to Gary. It's happening to all their streams are being limited for. And why are they being limited?
Yeah.
Well, the simple answer is this: is because we're YouTubers that are immune to bullshit. We've got this kind of kryptonite when it comes to bullshit. We're immune from it, so we don't buy into their bullshit. We're truthful in our analysis, and you know, some of us are militant, like me.
Yeah.
Okay, I am militant, but still, you know, we speak from the heart, right? They don't want that, right? And YouTube now is all about the big corporate YouTube or the big corporate business. They're the ones that they want to flog. So it's important. You know what? I'm glad I did this because it's important to get people on that have a voice like all of yous. And, you know, so you could say you's a bit, we need more voices out there, though. But, guys, I mean, where does this, we just go around the panel. I mean, when is this going to end? I mean, freedom of speech is literally being destroyed right in front of our faces. Before you know it, we won't be able to stream or have any opinion.
I think right now the sensitivity factor is they go to look for any little thing that they think is offensive or whatever because they're afraid, especially with like all the protesting, the riots, COVID, everything, and they already got in trouble like Facebook and all these different groups because they tried to limit people's speeches and stuff like that. And you know, I think it's going to go on till like the end, till July, I guess, because things are starting to go away from the COVID thing. Because like this whole thing with the protests, people are not social distancing and people are not wearing masks half the time. So it's like almost people forgot about COVID, and that's going away. And actually, according to like the new numbers, there was 0 cases reported, I guess, today in New York or whatever it is. So it's going down, but we still have to deal with this situation with the protesting. And you know, I think, you know, once you start getting the businesses open and, you know, and then people back to work, then people won't be, you know, having too much time on their hands to join a protest. Because I feel a lot of people, like the unemployment rate is like through the roof. Everybody's home. So you can't go eat. You can't go anywhere. Hey, let me go join this protest. But like, you know, if you're all working and you're making money, you be thinking twice about joining anything. I got to go to work. Oh, I got to get up in the morning. Oh, whatever. I mean, yes, we all, you know, I believe, you know, everybody's equal and everything too, but some people are taking it to the extreme and destroying things, which is really, really bad and defeating the very purpose that they're protesting about. So, you know, when you're saying Black Lives Matter and then all of a sudden you're destroying Black people's, you know, lives and businesses and homes, it defeats the purpose. So I think hopefully this stuff calms down. YouTube is very sensitive to this stuff. They've been flagging us. If there's any little keyword or something they think is dark, they've been flagging me. They've been flagging, you know, Noel. They've been flagging me on Facebook. I mean, I'm stuff on Instagram. It's like I've jumped onto Twitch to do my gaming. Hopefully, I think by July, all this stuff is going to calm down. And then we're going to start having some stuff coming out for Doctor Who with the special. And then just have a clip or a teaser and then a trailer. And then I hope Chibnall has the balls to put it out Christmas time. I know the BBC wanted out Christmas time. He wants New Year's Day again. We'll see what happens. But, you know, the moment we get like a Doctor Who, you know, clips or pictures, they need to give something to Doctor Who magazine because Doctor Who magazine's dying like bad. Like the comic strips with Jodie in it out. You know, it's like.
That you will.
I mean, I just Doctor Who magazine survived cancellation. You know, once even when the night, you know, the Paul McGann's one-off, like just that didn't get renewed. Talk to magazine was still there. You know, it's like we've had all, you know, books, we had Time Warner, we had all these different things, and for it to die now would be a disgrace. You know, even with Doctor Who, even if it got canceled, like Doctor Who magazine survived through all of it. But the only problem is that Chibnall will not allow them to get the scoop on Doctor Who, which is unheard of. Doctor Who magazine should have all the scoops. No Radio Times, no this, no that. Like, you give them a sentence or two, and they're starting to make fun of their own showrunner. It's like crazy. Give them some. Oh my God, CWs are coming back. Oh my God, this. You know, it's.
Well, when you think about it,
they've
got to do something dramatic before the 60th anniversary.
I agree.
You know, obviously they must be planning the 60th anniversary long in advance. Something has definitely got to change and turn around. Something has definitely got to happen because it can't carry on like this. Another year or two, you know, the viewers are going to drop and everything. I mean, we'll see after the resolution of the Daleks, but if it doesn't pick up after the resolution of the Daleks, there's no way. They've got to get ready for the 60th anniversary, basically, and they've really got to pull all the stops out for the 60th anniversary. So you've got to engage the £6 million that they've lost before the 60th comes around. You know, we have to be hyped for this. You know, it's really important to us as Doctor Who fans. It's a milestone. I mean, 60 years. Think about it. My goodness, that's as long. You know, it's as long as Coronation Street. Flipping heck. You know, it can't just disappear or fade. And I know it's easier in hindsight to say, you know, we shouldn't be watching it and doing it. But at the end of the day, people are entitled to do what they want to do. If they like it, fair enough. I'm happy for to be Doctor Who fans, because we all love Doctor Who, obviously. So I'm happy to be actual fans of the series as it is now. But as it is now, it's not for us. And we're entitled to say it's not for us, it's our choice, just as it's their choice to like this couldn't air it if they like it. But there definitely has to be a turnaround before the 60th anniversary, because they've got to get all excited, all hyped, and everything else that it's going to entail. But at the moment, you know, I don't know.
I don't think they can do. I think of a slightly apocalyptic point of view, I can almost hope or think that I was watching. I can't remember who. I think it might have been Az's or Rabbi's video where anyone commented. I think the only real hope is that all of this, Doctor Who, Star Wars, a lot will just die so much that the normies will be so turned off that the whole genre, comics as well, will stop being the normie thing. We'll go back into, I don't want to say in the shadows, but go back so that there's not enough in there to feed the woke parasite, and the woke parasite will die and go away and find something else to eat, and then we can go back to our genres, and hopefully it'll go back to being what we all like.
Well, when you think of television in general, it's all going to go back to the way it was, because you know this. People are sick to death of this now. It's not new anymore. It's old. You can't take this social justice warrior and woke thing. You can't take it any further than where it is at the moment. And it's only these, you know, social justice warriors and lefties or whatever you want to call it. They're the only ones who are buying into this at the moment. But the way it's going in a few years, if it doesn't change in the next couple of years, people are just going to switch off TV in general anyway and just go on to live streams like this, because it's far more entertaining and it's far more real, because we're interacting with real people in real life, you know. But it's got to change.
Right, I've asked all the people in the live chat to ask you some questions, so I'm going to throw some questions at the panel, and feel free to answer any of these or all of these. So the first question is from Carl, and he asks, how much more will Chibnall do to destroy the franchise?
Well, Tim Nee's going to try everything everything power. Look to do some more damage because I think I think he actively enjoys his own suffering maybe. It's just heartbreaking to see, but the other guys
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll add John back again. He's back, and I'll let you answer the questions. And then what I'm going to do is you will see that I'm going to throw questions up on the screen. And if someone can read out the question, maybe you, Matrix Lord, if you can read out the question and then
if I could answer that question that was posed, how much more? Yeah, how much more could? Well, I think the next thing that Chibble could do to really break everyone's hearts is to say that Susan wasn't the doctor's granddaughter, because if he did something like that, that would totally crush everyone's spirit, and it would make her like insignificant. Even though it's like, if he said something like, "Oh, he had a companion, and the companion had a child, and the companion died, and he raised the kid as his own," like to make it that she's not really a Time Lord and she believes she was a Time Lord the whole time. That would be horrendous. Horrendous.
I'm sure I've seen that argued somewhere else as well, that she just called him grandfather or something. I'm sure I've seen that.
That would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Beyond bad, actually. That would totally wreck everything. I mean, you're talking the whole damn series. I mean, you already wrecked it saying that the Timeless Child is the Doctor, although I don't believe that because, again, it's coming from the Master, who's insane, and there's no video archive footage from the Matrix that connects the dots. Plus, the Matrix of Gallifrey has been altered before by the Valyard to make it that the Doctor committed an act of genocide. So I don't believe any of it. In fact, if anything, maybe the Master is the Timeless Child, because the Master is the only one that could do things that the Time Lords can't. Like he became some type of squirmy creature and regeneration, like without regeneration energy, and so that's my take.
But you know what, Matrix Lord, with this whole Timeless Child thing, I forgot what I was going to say. The whole thing with the Timeless Child thing is it's just totally omitted Rassilon and Ohm again, and
yes.
How did you discover the black hole, and they trapped the energy of the black hole to create the Time Lord civilization? It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense.
It's almost like there's two Gallifreys, which I think that's what it is, actually, because if you think about it, let's just say something happened and things were leaking in. You have a Gallifrey that nobody knows who the hell Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is. They don't know what the Time War is. They're communicating just like they communicated with Omega from an antimatter universe. So how could they not know if Gallifrey was destroyed by the Master if they're in constant communication with the Time Lords as they're hunting the Doctor? So it's almost as if there's two Gallifreys, two universes merging.
I think one of the
parallel ones from the Gallifrey Unbound.
Yeah, parallel universe maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe doesn't make sense. Period.
If you look at the Doctor, what is the point of the Curator? What is the point? What is the point of Day of the Doctor now? I don't think Day of the Doctor has any point now, or the Curator. What's the point?
Here's another question: How did the show survive the 80s? And what must it do to survive now? Well, it didn't survive the 80s, though. That's the thing.
It survived without the show.
Magazines.
Yeah, magazines, books. People wanted it to continue. But the problem is that while it's existing when the show is on, Chibnall is not cooperating. And he's not recognizing Doctor Who magazine as the end-all, be-all of news for Doctor Who. So he's giving little scoops to his friends or radio times. He's giving them a sentence or two. He's not giving them anything. He's not giving them pictures. They're not the first to have a scoop on anything. And this is why it's starting to dwindle down.
Yeah. Guys, you guys, what do you think? I agree with Matrix Lord. I do think there was, even though Doctor Who had ended, there was still, there was still fandom. There were still things going on within the fandom. You still had all these Who conventions that were happening, so it was still in the public eye. And I think, for me personally, I think that's the reason why the magazine survived, because of the fans. But now, I think, as Matrix Lord has pointed out, Doctor Who magazine doesn't get the scoops anymore. Daniel, what do you think? I mean, it is a shame to see such a historical magazine like Doctor Who magazine.
Yeah, but here's the problem. This has been on the cards since the very start of the era has started. Every time you put this Doctor on the cover, it loses cash. And the fact of the matter is as well, guys. I mean, like, if the if the show gets cancelled again, I don't think there'll be as much passion to actually get it back on air as or it was in the first time it was cancelled. What do you guys think?
I don't think it's going to be cancelled till 2023.
Can I just defend Doctor Who? Sorry to interrupt you guys. Sorry, I was just going to say, in regards to Doctor Who of the 1980s, the problem was that Doctor Who wasn't going stale as such in the 80s. If you look at the Colin Baker era, he actually had consistent ratings of 7 million viewers. Yeah. By the time, because of the cancellation, the problem started with the cancellation. And once they brought it back after the hiatus, a lot of the fans, a little bit old, the teenagers weren't into it anymore because of the friends and things and what people might think. But then you go back then to the Sylvester McCoy years. They took it off the Saturday, ended up putting it against Coronation Street that was getting 18 and 19 million views. Don't forget, we only had 4 channels in the 80s, 4 TV channels here in the 1980s. And that was, so it wasn't the fact that Doctor Who, the stories were getting, the stories were growing, because he had the odd one. In general, it was still Doctor Who. It was still enjoyable.
It was very popular even after it was canceled, because they had conventions keeping it alive. They had series of books keeping it alive. I remember when I collected comic books and I would go to the comic book store, I would buy Doctor Magazine. I would buy any type of thing I can get my hands on of Doctor Who. And the sales were great, because if they weren't great, they wouldn't even have a shop. They wouldn't even have a thing to promote Doctor Who. They just wouldn't promote it. But the sales would, they had like a thing called Time Worm, I think it was. Like there was like Target books, if you remember, like the books, if you remember. There was any little thing I tried to grab. Even Commodore 64 had it.
Yeah. Here's another question for you, Dom.
Carried on from Kevin.
Go ahead. Sorry, Colin. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, yeah, you got the Virgin New Adventures carried on. You say Time Worm. Time Worm was a 4-book series. Then Cat's Cradle was a 3, and then they were single, and they carried on all the way through up until I think 70 something was the last one that effectively brought in the 8th Doctor when BBC got the license back. So that was all there. You had I think it was been repeated as well. I'd almost be tempted to say, actually, with Chimble, there isn't anything more he can do to destroy it, because he's got it to the point where a large number, whatever he does, a large number of Doctor Who fans don't even consider the last 2 years to be canon. He's managed to get it to that point. So for most people, nothing else he can do is going to make it any worse.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the Susan thing would make it worse. The Susan thing would undermine the show.
I agree. Thing would actually
it would make it worse. That's only if we accept it's canon.
And you know what? I wouldn't put it past him if he did something like that, because right now he does have contempt for fans like us, because he made it clear. It's not a democracy. Your opinions don't count. But yeah, mate, you had a chance to voice your concerns and your opinions back in the day, and you did it brutally. You actually, you weren't subtle about it. You went in for the kill, and we as fans have every right to have criticisms if we think the show is not going in the direction that it should be going in. But welcome.
I think he's trolling us, though. I think Chibnall is trolling us because he is using us to be pissed off about Doctor Who, to make podcasts, to keep it going on. Even if it's bad publicity, it's publicity. So he could come back, Series 13, make a big reveal that, the Doctor's not the Timeless Child. I never said that. You guys thought that. Why would you believe the Master? He's insane. He said the Doctor's half human. So it's like, this is what he's going to do. He's like, I never said this. You guys just went along with this. He's going to totally, he's trolling everyone. That's what I think.
He's going to troll. Yeah, I know. Of course he's right. Yeah,
he's trolling everybody.
But here's the next question, because I want to try to get as many in, because this is actually good, asking different questions, because it's coming from the guys that actually watch us. So, Super John says, do you think hold on. Do you think there should be a movie, a Doctor Who movie, basically, Super John is asking?
You can't do it now. You can't do it now. It's in the water. There's no it's
Neil, what do you think? Do you think they any chance of a Doctor Who movie? What do you think?
I don't think they can do one now, no. But if they were going to do one, they would need to bring in better writers, different Doctor.
Yeah, I agree. Michael Sheen for a TV Doctor Who movie would work quite well, I think, because he has that screen presence, and he has done some movies. He's done the Tony Blair, the two movies, the Princess Diana one, and then he did another one. He did one actually on. He did one Leeds United. If you have seen, it's called The Damned United.
Yeah, The Damned United.
Yeah, brilliant movie. He's absolutely brilliant as Cluffy. Brilliant legend. The game. So yeah,
I came up with a kind of this.
Yeah,
I came up with a kind of semi-facetious idea the other day, which is growing on me. I sort of jokingly said, well, just about all the main actors from Death in Paradise have been suggested. How about Don Warrington? And then I thought, how about Don Warrington? He's got the gravitas as an actor. It's an interesting idea. You know the guy I mean? The guy that plays the commissioner.
Oh yeah, and he did Frost Nixon, which was
has he? Oh yes, he has, yeah.
See, the problem is that I think if that article is to be believed that came out last week, she's not leaving. They're not even getting rid of her. She's not going anywhere. Like they got to write the regeneration episode. Are you ready or you're not? Are you going? She's not going. In fact, why would she? Because if she left, would be an admission of guilt that she's not good enough to be the Doctor.
No, she'd stay.
So why would she give anybody that satisfaction?
She will definitely stay till Series 13, but she's gone after that.
I don't think so. I'm telling you right now, because she has to tell them.
Listen, we had Eddie on the channel, as you know yourself, and I know you do the source information news as well, like myself. But
right.
We had Eddie on as well, and he basically confirmed the information that I got. She's definitely gone after Series 14.
But here's the thing, no offense against Eddie, but he thought she was going to be gone at the end of 12.
Yeah, but she was gone. She was gone, and so was Chris Chibnall. But we said it. The Chaos.
Chris Chibnall has a 5-series contract.
Joe, me and you covered the whole, right?
Yeah.
Before we got into any disagreements with each other and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, both of us were covering the same kind of stuff, right?
Right.
But both of us did cover the whole Chaos in Cardiff thing, right?
Right, yeah.
And both of us did say it happened, right? Now, we both said it happened. There was little stuff that was going on, right?
It happened, but then he became more powerful, if you remember. I told you.
Yeah, because he fucked off, right? He was going, and so was she. But what happened was he power played. You're right. I agree with you 100%. He power played, he came back, and he came back more powerful. They were able to sort out their differences, and then they carried on. But I do believe they will leave after 3 because I don't see him staying. I'm being honest.
He's not leaving because he doesn't want to give up the 6. He wants his name on the 60th. He has the right to write the 60th. He was
No,
planning to
but
write.
yeah, he can come back. He can come back.
He's
as a
not.
guest
They don't.
writer.
When does Moffat or Russell T Davies come back to the show? They never came back to the show. I mean, they came back to the show now with lockdown, but they don't go backwards. They don't come back. He's not giving it up. He has the keys to the car, and he refuses to give it back to the dealer. He's not doing it. He got all these deals put in place with the thing that if he leaves, the deals are done. No more money for Doctor Who from outside agencies. No money from China. No money from HBO Max. No money from the third deal. So Chibnall was part of the deal. He goes, the money goes. And he's not going. And look, as much as I want him to be gone, I want him to be gone. Okay? I'm not getting my way.
You've given me the perfect analogy. Chibnall's is Teddy Kennedy, Doctor Who's Mary Jo Kopechne.
But I do believe he will go after 3 years. There's no way.
He ain't going, man. He's holding on to the top. He's like, no, he's not going.
Hear me out. I just can't see he can't sustain this. The fans have already turned their back on him. I mean, BBC will have to look at this. 2 million viewers or near 2 million viewers is not good enough now near the end. It's not good enough. Look, I agree with you. The series is paid for, and I know what he's up.
I want to give you an example. One example. When in Doctor Who history did the BBC ever get millions of dollars from anybody for Doctor Who? Other than when Chibnall was showrunner, which I promise you I'll give you series 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You had China, who the culture was against time travel. Somehow, culture changed for China. They're giving them money. You have HBO Max giving them money. They have the third deal that was announced. He's getting money. So the BBC are like a pig in, and they're happy, even though the ratings are down, they're getting money. And I know what they're trying to do. I know they're desperately trying to do stuff with Doctor Who now to raise the interest with these lockdown things. It's, some of the stuff is great, some of the stuff is garbage, and now there's Time Lord Victorious, which kind of undermines the whole Waters of Mars thing because it was over at the end. But anyway, like, none of this stuff's going to work until we see that episode hit of the Revolution of Daleks. And I got to tell you right now, if I was him, Davros would be in that episode. Because if Davros is in that episode as like a cellmate or something, and he has to bust Davros out to bust himself out to get the Daleks involved, because how could she get out of there and they got the Daleks going to be invading Earth? So I'm telling you, he should throw Davros in there to raise the ratings, and then the whole thing is you notice how nobody gives a crap about the Timeless Child at all? All everybody is caring about is Joe Martin's Doctor. It's like he had two major plots. One of them wasn't as major. Like Joe Martin wasn't as major as the Timeless Child. And nobody gives a crap about the Timeless Child. Everybody's like, where's Joe Martin fit in? How is she? Nobody's questioning. They don't even care about the Timeless Child. They're like, this is garbage. It was already dismissed beyond belief. And the sales of the Timeless Children t-shirts are in the toilet, okay? Nobody wants to buy shirts of that.
Well,
I'll refine that slightly. You gave me the perfect analogy. Chibnall is Joe Kennedy, and Doctor Who is the passenger in the car, and they've just driven on to Chappaquiddick Bridge.
That's deep.
And we all know what happens next.
That's deep.
The problem with it all is today is, especially with everything that's going on with, the riots and Black Lives Matters and everything, it's going to come to a point where you are going to be frightened to open your mouth about any minority. That's the way it's going. And you're just going to say things to please people. So you're actually going to start saying, oh, well, I'm happy for this female to be a black doctor. I'm happy for this guy to be a black doctor. But deep down, and I'm not being horrible or nothing, I want my doctor to be the 13 white males that he was. And I am happy for it to stay that way, because that's what I was grew up on. They're the only doctors I know. I don't want to know a woman. When it was announced Jodie Whittaker was the Doctor Who, I literally cried. And when I say I cried like a baby, I mean I phoned my family. I mean, I'm a 50-year-old man. It's ridiculous. I actually cried, When it revealed, when she dropped the hood, that trailer, and they dropped the hood, and it was a woman, I cried, seriously. And I don't think I'll ever get over it, to be honest.
I used more F words in my reveal podcast, and I threw K9 across the room, broke his neck. I was like, we had people actually crying on my cast. I was screaming, I was mad, I was pissed. And it took about 450 casts, because I did crazy casts, that I calmed down a bit. But, like, I just feel that Chibnall is the major problem with what's happening. I don't like the soundtrack. It's not emotional like Murray Gold to connect me to the show. There's nothing memorable about drums and things that are like whatever he's doing with the beats that makes me remember his score at all. I can never even define what music comes from what. You know.
Listen, the new guy, Aquinola, his music is, I'm sorry, but his music is too incidental.
Forgettable.
And it's all generic. It's the same. Unfortunately, that's the problem. That's the only problem that I have. I'm not saying he's not a good composer. He seems to be a good composer. Look, I will say this: his theme tune, Jodie Whittaker's theme tune, or his, wherever you want.
I love that theme tune. I do love the theme tune.
Right.
Yeah,
there's a question.
But I could see what he tried to do. He does have talent. He just needs to. He just needs to be able to diversify, like what Murray Gold was able to do. Murray Gold was very good at. He knew to be subtle with his music, and then he knew how to elevate a scene with his music. I mean, Murray Gold has probably the best music in Doctor Who, to be honest, and there has been some great classic composers, but he's up there as one of the best. But I want to show you all something really quick. I hope I can screen share this. I might have to remove myself to be able to do it, but if that is the case, I will. Hold on, we'll see if I can. It might.
Okay.
Right. Oh, it does. Okay. There you go. So I'll put up this poll, right? Because I'm right. As we know, David Tennant wins poll after poll after poll and is a very popular doctor, right? But according to all these J-bots, that Jodie Whittaker is the greatest doctor ever. So with that, I decided to do a poll. And as you can see, 130-something people have already voted, or 20-something people have already voted. And you can see already it's a landslide for the 10th Doctor, right? Now, what I want you to do, if anybody follows me on Twitter, to be fair, retweet the tweet, retweet the poll, right? So we get an accurate result. The poll ends in a week. So in a week's time, I will show you the result. But this is just to prove a point, right?
Now, that many votes from 13?
Some people have actually said, well, it's unfair. Well, it's not really, right? Because she is the doctor, so I'm pitting her up against, right? So the fans of this show will say that Jodie Whittaker is the best doctor. This is what they have said. He's absolutely brilliant. Now, polls with fans on Radio Times and Digital Spy or wherever you go, and they pit David Tennant up against doctors, he wins. He actually won the all-doctor polls that he had. He was up against Tom Baker, I think, in the final, and he beat Tom Baker again. That's 2 years in a row that David Tennant. Now, David Tennant does very well in polls, so that's why. So I'll put up the best doctor that wins in polls against supposed to be the best doctor of New Who era, which is supposed to be Jodie Whittaker, according to these fans. So I'll put up a poll to show that it's absolute bullshit. And as you can see right now, it is absolute bullshit. But to be fair, and that's why I put the poll up, because I know a few J-bots watch, right? You know where my account is. It's unprotected now, right? I've unprotected my account, so you can go into my account now, J-bots. You can retweet me poll. Yeah, you can try change the outcome if you want to, but I'm being honest, you won't.
That doctor is better. There's no hands down. Hands down.
I would say I prefer Matt Smith over Tennant. Anyway, that's just a personal choice. But to be honest with you, there is no competition here. If I put him up against Peter Capaldi, which I will next week, she's going to lose again because nobody likes her. Nobody likes our personality. Nobody likes our acting. And I'm sorry, your acting ability is atrocious. The mediocre.
We had a question posed to us. Adam said basically, wasn't Jodie bitching about the work hours and spending time with her children? I think that's false. I don't think that's true at all, because from what I hear, like, the way everything's situated with where she lives with her kids, everything's so perfectly smooth that she's willing to be in the role for a long time. So I haven't heard any complaints whatsoever. That I think that's a false thing that was put out there.
Gonna get confused with Ruby Rose again.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, but don't be surprised if David Tennant doesn't show up, by the way, as the Doctor with Jodie, because Chibnall's going to put out all the stops and surprise us this next season just to get ratings grabs, I believe.
That poll was quite interesting of yours, Noel. There was I can't remember who fanatic. There was a channel not long ago put up a video, and what he'd done, he'd gone through and he did the previous video that showed his logic, and then he actually he'd worked out roughly how long each incarnation of the Doctor had lasted. The results were ridiculous. You've got David Tennant was about a year. No, David Tennant was 1 or 2 years. And Eccleston was about the same. On the other end, you'd got the War Doctor was about 2,000 years, and the Matt Smith's Doctor was something like 32% of the entire lifetime of the Doctor, from the start, from William Hartnell's birth, if you like, including the War Doctor. No, they took the War Doctor out because couldn't fit the Doctor. It was amazing, just on the evidence, the different lengths of time. And 10 is one of the most popular ones, and you know, it's, canonically, he may have been in the Doctor about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Weird.
If you look at the Christopher Eccleston Doctor, the Ninth Doctor, he told Rolls he was 900 years old, but he also said 900 years of TARDIS travel. So
yeah.
And the first time he was in a TARDIS when he was 80, supposedly, right? Like, because by 80 standards is an infant, right, or something like that, or like in a TARDIS, I believe.
Well, that's what his chap said. He said what he's done is he's done that, and because you've got some cross references where one of them says he's 800 and someone, and one of them is 900, or whatever. So he said what he did. He said, okay, he's taken the War Doctor out of it because he's saying the War Doctor effectively starts at 0, and then what you do is when the War Doctor regenerates into Eccleston, that goes back to the point. That's effectively for the age of the Doctor. That's because he didn't consider himself a Doctor. So he's actually.
But here's the thing: Moffat's explanation of the War Doctor was like one of those insects that lasts like so fast. Like, what do you say, a myfly or whatever it is? So if Moffat's like whole point of the War Doctor is true, then the War Doctor would be the least amount of time in existence. Yeah. Compared to any of the other Doctors. Plus, the moment the mission was done, the regeneration energy kicked in. That wasn't artificial. It was like the one that was supposed to be kicked in the first place that was blocked. So it's like there was a Doctor put in place before the Ninth Doctor was actually supposed to occur. So the moment that was done, the mission was over, the potion wore off. That's it. Now the Ninth Doctor came. You know, so I mean, I don't know. I believe that the War Doctor is the least because, again, if Moffat is the writer and he's the one that created the War Doctor, is to be true, then, you know, he didn't, like, the 8th Doctor was for the most of the time War, but the War Doctor was, like, towards the end, you know, and he rapidly aged because the potion was, like, artificial. That helped him regenerate.
This chap did say... I mean, Shep did say it was the way he done, and he was quite prepared to say, "Yeah, that's his take on it." It was just a very interesting take the way he worked it out. I can't remember what he said how he worked out the length of the War Doctor, but it was because you get the implication certainly seems to be that Eccleston's Doctor, the Ninth Doctor, is quite new when we see him, and there's not a lot of time between when we see him and when he regenerates in Parting of the Ways, which is fair enough. Right. You get Matt Smith's Doctor. We know he spent in the book 600 years plus on Trenzalore for starters.
Yeah, I think he's the longest. Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Even though you can't count Capaldi with the confession dial, because it was sort of it wasn't really
reset every day. Yes,
it wasn't really billions of years. It was sort of like in the mind, it was like billions of years. But the way Moffat said, it was only 2 weeks. Like that whole thing with the confession dial type of thing. So it really is. Matt Smith's time as the Doctor is the longest because he actually aged to be an old man that needed a cane to walk. So that was actual, and they age very slowly. So
and
who knows how long he was on retirement with the Paternoster gang, if you remember. Could have been like decades.
Yeah, true.
So that's what it is. It's also David Tennant's Doctor had so many adventures after Waters of Mars because he refused to go to the event where with the man, what's happening.
Yeah,
he
that's
just refused
true,
to just. So he had so much time on his hands. He witnessed every single companion how they ended up, because it was explained in Russell T Davis's story in Sarah Jane Adventures that David Tennant's Doctor did that. Looked in on Joe Grant. Looked in on everyone.
The Lord of the Rings regenerations. More endings than Lord of the Rings.
I mean, even the Seventh Doctor should technically be long period of time, because not just because the show was canceled in '89, but he aged. I mean, I know the actor aged, but he was around where things were starting up. Very interesting time, because if you remember the TV movie, the fact that the Daleks killed the Master on galactic television, they don't do that. That was to give the finger to the Time Lords, which the Time Lords had an ego, which is why after they plucked him out of the Eye of Harmony, gave him a new cycle of regeneration as the Master to be the soldier, the chosen one against the Daleks, and he ran away. So it's the Seventh Doctor had a long time, being in existence. I feel. I think the Sixth Doctor was the least. Not just because of the story. I think it's just he was the least of all.
No. If you look at the Doctor, no. The Sixth Doctor lived 53 years. He was 900 years old.
Because
You've seen the video, haven't you?
Well, you're counting Big Finish, because that's the thing. Half the times.
No. This is the TV. The Ninth Doctor was 900 years old on TV. The Seventh Doctor was 953 on TV.
Yeah, but there was also the Fourth Doctor. They changed his age. One time they said he was or the Third Doctor, or was the second. One of them they said that it was higher than it was.
No. We never got an age for the Third Doctor. The Fourth Doctor aged 749 to 759. There was no mention of the Fifth Doctor's age, but when we get to the Sixth Doctor, he mentions being 900. The Seventh Doctor mentions being 953. The Eighth Doctor in the novels is 1200.
But David Tennant's Doctor said 906.
David Tennant's Doctor lasted the least. He lasted 3.
No, but he said he was 906 in the Christmas episode.
That's right. He lasted 3 years. Yeah, so he was 903 to 906.
You could also say, every time he says age, sometimes you could say Gallifreyan years, which you don't even know the rotation of the sun with the Gallifrey, which could totally throw everything off. Because a year on Gallifrey could be 10 years.
Well, I believe that the War Doctor was 800 years of age. He started off as a young man. If you watch Night of the Doctor, he starts off very, very young. I believe when he gets to the Day of the Doctor, he's 800 years. So he's been around about 800 years. Then when you get to the Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, he's 900. He's 900 because the age starts being rounded down again then, because...
That's a video game, Call of Duty, isn't it?
The War Doctor was kept secret. That it was the incarnation the Doctor wanted to forget, so he knocked 800 years off his age as well. So,
no, be careful, because if you're sharing screen with the video game, you can get demonetized. You're showing Call of Duty, right?
Yeah,
you're showing video footage.
But I'm showing video footage, but I've taken the sound down and you are talking through. I just wanted to show fans, but if you haven't seen this, so I play Call of Duty and this is the zombies. But David Tennant in this scene is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's who it was.
But Matrix, I haven't played the campaign. I've only started the campaign, so we've stormed the beach on Normandy. So I've only literally started the game. So I played a bit of multiplayer last night as well. I love it. I have to say, I love the first Call of Duty World War One. I'm loving World War Two so far. I play Warzone as well. If anybody ever, Matrix Lord actually and myself are friends on PlayStation as well. But if any of you have a PlayStation or even a PC, you can play Warzone on PC, Xbox. It's multi-platform. So if you have, we could play games on
I gotta get back into Call of Duty.
You should, man, because we should start an old team, a Doctor Who team, what? It'll be great. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you a little bit of clip of that. But the video to start, it's very good. And you can't.
Hopefully, there's going to be a Doctor Who video game with Time Lord Victorious. They were saying.
Yes, so the original as well.
I don't know how good it's going to
be. Yeah, and I hope it's supposed to be like a actual reality.
Yeah, VR. Yeah, there's VR as well. Yeah.
Hi, Blue Bonnet.
Blue Bonnet is here. Oh, the Nerves Archive 96 is here as well. John Michael Fink is here as well. And unfortunately, John's signal is fine, but I don't know whether he's using a mobile phone or a tablet. Sometimes it can be very temperamental, I have to be honest with you. I use a Chrome book, and even sometimes on that it can be temperamental. I think I think it needs to be on a bigger device. But sorry about that, John. Because we did try every time he did come in, I added him, removed myself and added him. But every time I was doing that, as soon as I add him, his screen would go blank. And then he'd go, and then I'd add myself again. Then he'd pop back up again, and I'd add myself again. It's unfortunate, it can happen. But John, if you do get that issue resolved, we'll get you on again the next time, no problem at all. Blue Bonnet, as we said, is in the chat as well. We've got who else have we got? We've got, I thought I seen someone new there, maybe. Super John is here as well. Welcome everybody. Leland and Adam, who joins us for the Sunday watch alongs, is here as well. And don't forget, we do have the Classic Who watch along Saturday, and then on Sunday, then we have New Who.
Yes, I can't.
He has prepared the trailer as well for
Partner in the Ways.
Partner the Ways, which I've thrown up already on YouTube, but I'm also going to throw it up on Twitter as well. So if you are following me on Twitter, look out for it. So yeah, I'm enjoying them. The weekend streams actually I do look forward to, because we sit there and we watch Doctor Who. We haven't discussed.
I wish I was off to do that, but I'm going to be working from Sunday to friggin' probably off Saturday next week.
Yeah.
I'm working crazy hours. So
here, listen, if you're ever available one of those days, you're more than welcome to come on anyway.
Thank you, sir.
So don't worry about that. Whenever you have a chance to pop on, you can pop on. Yeah, go ahead.
I just had to pop away for a second, but I now have in my hot, sweaty little hands from 1985, copyright BBC TV and the FASA Corporation, the Doctor Who role-playing game.
All right.
The fourth Doctor leader on the front.
Can you show us?
No, I haven't got a camera, unfortunately, but I can see if I can. Well, my camera's blocked off the rest of it, but he's got an operations manual, source book for field. If I remember right, you actually end up, you are effectively field agent for the Time Lords. Yeah. Well, you know, it's got, unsurprisingly, the back has got pictures of the Daleks on. I shall, if I can, what I might do is I'll try and take some photos on the camera or something on a phone and upload them onto the Facebook page. The Master has stolen a weapon that will give him ultimate control of the universe and time itself. The Daleks are invading Earth. The Cybermen are terrorizing the space lanes. And the Sontarans and the Rutans are battling to see who wins the galaxy. No change there then. Only you, the Time Lords and companions of the Celestial Intervention Agency, can stop these villains from changing the course of history.
Wow.
Your weapons are your wits and your Tardis.
But here,
Join the Doctor riches to defeat the foes of this universe. You need only your imagination. Oh, that's Chimwell out then. A pencil, some paper, and this game.
But imagine if you're a kid back then and you're reading that and you're a Doctor Who fan. That would absolutely. Could you imagine what you'd be like? You'd be absolutely excited, ecstatic. You'd be like, yeah, bring it on. Now you look at how far has Doctor Who fallen?
I'll tell you the really weird thing is there's I've watched a couple of people I know. I've lost interest in the game they're playing in a minute, but several times I've seen people actually playing role-playing games from their homes over the internet. I mean, I believe my youngest niece does as well. She does Dungeons.
That sounds like a good idea. We could do a Doctor Who one.
We need a Call of Duty style Doctor Who game.
Yeah.
where you're gonna play multiple characters. Like you'll be Ace bombing, like from like Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Then you can have the Doctor. Like you're Ace. You got to protect the Doctor to get to this destination. To hotwire this, or you could be River, or you could be like a whole bunch of different Doctors, and they should make the game like, I don't know if you remember the video game. I think it was a Chrono Crisis or Chrono Cross. It was like one of the best time travel type of role playing games they ever had.
Talking about
where you would make whatever decision you would make by traveling through time would create a whole different thing, right? They should make a Call of Duty style Doctor Who game, but you could travel in the TARDIS. And if you go to the wrong time, then you'll see, like, Sutek took over the Earth or something. It would be great.
Yeah, and you have to fix it all. And
then you can do key to time,
zombies,
whatever.
You could use Daleks, Cybermen. Yeah, but they wouldn't listen. You've come up with a great idea. And by the way, don't be giving Chris Chibnall ideas either, Matrix Lord, because
I expect Davros to show up and just
right, keep it to yourself, man. Don't give any good ideas. But that is a good idea. If there's any Whovian out there that is a game developer, there you go. There's a challenge for you. Make a Call of Duty style shoot me up game, and where you have to go on missions. Actually make a cross between a Call of Duty and a Lara Croft kind of thing, Tomb Raider, where you have to figure out go through time and space. As I said, you can have zombies as well if you want to do a crossover, but have Daleks, Cybermen, fucking Sea Devils, you name it.
That'd be cool.
I don't want to have to try to picture Jodie Whittaker and Lara Croft in the same phrase.
Oh my God.
Oh no. On the other hand,
the end of the result of the game could be that you changed the course of history. You stopped Jodie Whittaker's Doctor from There you go.
Don't forget, the most powerful weapon in the game will be a sonic dildo.
Is going to save face by having Jodie's Doctor defeat Davros. That's what's going to happen. You watch.
Oh, you mean like none of the other 13 previous Doctors did?
No, but he's gonna. They have to. Here's the thing. You have to think about it this way, right? If it's the rumor was true that series 11 and 12 were both written around the same time, right? Now he's got the full view of how everybody hates what he did, right? So all this stuff that's being written now, like, will he improve knowing all this stuff happened? Like, will he, like he rumored to, pull out all the stops in series 13, and don't be surprised. He's like, I would love to have Amy and Rory. Let me tell you something. They were in Neil Gaiman's like lockdown thing. Don't be too surprised. He does some weird stuff, series 13, to just totally either get everybody back, or maybe the whole thing all along was that he just wanted to piss everybody off. And then the end result is that somebody's behind the strings pulling the master, like, you know.
No, she'll defeat. What she'll do is she'll defeat Davros. The chair will open. He does actually have vestigial legs, just so she can get him to go down on his knees and confess his male privilege.
Wow,
that's what he'll do.
Don't the Daleks and Davros now have the ability to regenerate? Didn't the 12th Doctor give them his regeneration power?
He didn't give him regenerations, but he did make the. Oh, this is why my theory is on that, right? If the regeneration energy works the way it's supposed to, right? It's supposed to heal you back the way you were. So the next time we see Davros, he should be walking around and young, and he can see, and he's unrecognizable, which the magician makes him weak. He gets captured. The Daleks see him as insignificant, like a punk, like he lost everything. And he hates the Doctor purely because she destroyed his life, because now he's a weak, whatever the hell he is. He's a weak individual that the Dalek sees him as an embarrassment. Sort of like the Daleks from Dalek from Take Manhattan, like when he tried to become half human. They see him as an embarrassment, and they left him in his hole to be imprisoned with the Jadoon. And that would be great that he has like that rage that he asked the Doctor, but the Doctor really screwed him over because now he's different. And that would be if Chibnall actually used that would be amazing, because that would show a new, you know.
Yeah, but Chibnall doesn't have the brain, so this is all if buts.
Let him say what he had. What do you have to say?
I'll say he'll regenerate. He'll go to Daleks for help, and they'll tell him not to show such sheer effing hubris.
I have a weird question for you guys. I'll pose to everybody, right?
Right, go on.
Right. The Doctor uses regeneration on Davros and all the Daleks, right?
Yeah.
So technically, why would the regeneration energy be like a curveball and not touch Clara if she was inside a Dalek? Like, why wouldn't she have regeneration energy also in her? So that way, when she faced the Raven and she died, the regeneration energy would kick in, but not like, you know, become somebody different, but just like heal. Why wouldn't that take place?
Because to quote the Critical Drinker, the story needs it to.
Because Donna Noble still had the regeneration energy that defeated all the Masters with an explosive force. Still in her.
Oh, yeah, she did.
And the Time Lords could be lying. Like like they could have Clara alive. That she didn't die for you know, whatever. They just lied to him. Because they know that she's, you know, she got healed. And that all that stuff wouldn't take place.
I thought Face the Raven was an absolutely brilliant episode.
Me
But
too.
they should not have brought Clara back to life. That really
Biggest mistake.
I do like Clara, but they should have let her die. That was
no matter what happened in Face the Raven, the moment she died, she was supposed to go into the Nethersphere because Missy hooked her up where she got to see everything from Clara's eyes, what was going on, right? So she was already set. The moment she dies, boom, she's supposed to pop in the Nethersphere. Danny Pink is in there. They have no idea how to get out of there, but they're there. It's like a virtual world, whatever the hell it is, almost like the Matrix, and they're in there. You know, and somehow they get out and they have kids, and that leads to the whole Orson Pink thing in the future. So technically, Clara should technically be alive, out of the Nethersphere, living life normally and boring.
Yeah, and Danny Pink should be alive as well. You're right, because
that's a good point.
But I will agree. This was the biggest mistake that Chibnall made. Clara got the perfect send off. It was the most perfect send off you could give a companion, and then belittles it. And also belittles having sent one of the greatest episodes stories that was written.
Moffat, I think, Moffat.
But Moffat,
I miss Moffat now after.
Well, here's the thing. As I said the other day, Matrix Lord, here's the difference, right? RTD might have done things that certain fans didn't like, but he didn't kill your passion. Moffat did a lot of things that annoyed fans, but he never killed your passion, right?
Yeah.
Except when it came to Chris Chibnall. Chris Chibnall has killed everybody's passion. I mean, look at you. A guy that has dedicated his channel to Doctor Who. Let's be honest, most of your Whovians cast are, it's all mostly Doctor Who. I mean, you haven't been as active with Doctor Who, which means he's killed your passion. I could see everybody's devastated. I'm still devastated. I'm being not happy.
Well, it took you to kind of knock me out a little bit to get back in a little bit because look, here's the thing. The last thing we seen of Doctor Who, it was shit. I mean, you totally crushed me. And it took me a couple, remember, it hit you right away. It took me about a week, and then I kind of was like, but now we got all these other crises that are just adding to the crap. Like, and I'm miserable, and I'm like, I did 1,798 Real Whovians casts, not counting other podcasts of Doctor Who I've done. So I've technically done thousands of podcasts because I love Doctor Who, but I haven't done them that much. I kind of escaped into not doing videos, playing video games. I just didn't want to, like all my cast members, I just was so, and I try to motivate people. I was not motivated. I was just, you had to motivate me. I was just miserable because.
You should do, and I really think you should because it's helped me. You should do your own little watch-alongs. I'll even, when you do them, we'll promote them.
You know what it is? I wish I could because I tried to do that, but the problem is that I'm working so many hours that
I know,
when I come home, I would in the past do a Real Whovians or an Everything show or whatever. I'm too even tired to even do that because, like I said, I have to deal with people who are just nasty out there. They don't understand. They want things their way. I have to deal with protests. I have to deal with people, COVID, all these different things that I have to work while the people are not working. Like I have to be in the field, and I was threatened a lot of times. And here it is that I'm one that I would always motivate people. And I'm not motivated, so I don't want to fake it for the cameras. I didn't want to do a video and know that I'm not genuine because I'm not about that. So for me to do a thing about Doctor Who when I can't stand what's happening in Doctor Who, I would make a video like walking to the place. I would make tons of videos. And from making 1,000 videos a year, now it's like almost nothingness. And people are like, what's going on? Are you all right? I mean, my heart wasn't in it, especially with Doctor Who. Even covering regular movie news. I was talking to you about it. You got me interested.
Stuffing out of everything. That's what I mean. This thing with Doctor Who hasn't just affected me watching Doctor Who. It's kind of like spread out and affected. I don't know what it is. It was just so. Look, I know it hit me straight away and it took you a while, right? And that's fine. That's fair enough. You didn't want to believe. There's a lot of fans out there that try to see the good in what he tries to do.
I didn't see the good in what he did. I just didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still kind of don't believe it. Like, I'm just.
I don't know how he thinks he could get away with it because there's so many plot holes, and we could go in. Look, this is a whole different stream altogether. And I said this: we should actually do a stream dedicated to talking to all the plot holes that he has actually created due to this origins of the Time Lord story arc. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think Colin has shared something with us there. I'll just throw it up on the screen. Oh, there it is. It's the.
Yeah, watch out will come up.
The role-playing game. Nice.
Yeah, it's very small.
Yeah, the best picture I can get is only 275.
Oh, let Colin. Colin you removed it. Okay, go on, Colin. Tell us a little bit of stuff about it. Anyway.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Go on. Did I back up on the screen there?
Oh, didn't mean to have removed it. Sorry. No, but I've just.
You're all right, man. Take your time.
I'm going to go back.
You're all right, Grant. Take your time, man. It's all gravy, as they say. It's all gravy. Listen, there's worse shit out there, right?
Right,
Happening
okay, so
right
it
now.
should
It's
be on
great to
there.
be able to come on here and talk amongst friends and actually forget about what's happening in the world. Doctor Who is supposed to do that for us.
I only found out how to do it.
They haven't.
I only worked out how to do this the other day on the rabbi scheme.
There we go. Right, here we go again.
Should be coming on there now. Okay.
It's a bit small, so I'm going to remove myself and oh no, there. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Right, go on.
I'm going to see if I can get a larger.
Yeah, I think if you press into the picture, or
I'm
zoom.
going to see if I can. I actually found. It's only a small picture. It's only about 275 pixels tall anyway. I'm just going to find a.
No problem. There might be a bit of a delay on Colin's end, just in case anybody.
Yeah.
I think there's about a 2-second delay. So go ahead, Colin. You just let us know. That is a good cover. I can see little details. Obviously, I can't see too much, but it looks like it looks a bit like the Bond kind of swirl, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yes, it does. You say that, yeah.
Yeah.
It does. So, I tell you what, though. Actually, there are actually dates in there. So you've got all of those in the middle of those swirls. There's actually dates. So it's obviously across between the Bond thing and the time vortex. There's an actual. If I could, I don't think I can actually put links in chat at all, but because there's also a review of it on RPG Net. It's just I saw Blue when I come back. I saw Blue had posted about it, and I thought I'll just see something to show her.
Go in the private chat. Check that link.
Oh, the private chat and the link there, yeah.
Check that one out.
I used to look forward to Doctor Who. Now I'd rather look back. Yeah, exactly. It is sad, but listen, this is what I think Chris Chibnall has done, and I do believe. I don't know if you guys will agree, but I do believe it was deliberate. I think he wanted to kill the passion of the older fans. To be quite honest, I think he was trying to make a statement. This show is not for you guys anymore. I mean, they've made it clear it's not for us anymore. The only problem is the other side don't realise is that we're fans of the show, and just because the show is not doing well now doesn't mean that we're going to abandon it and run away. Yes, we mightn't talk about it, or YouTubers mightn't talk about as much.
Yeah, but you know what it is too? Like all these people that claim to be with Jodie Whittaker fans, they're not even buying the stuff.
Yeah, they're
not even buying the stuff.
Yeah, until they. Yeah, but here's the thing, Matrix Lord. Until they stop pandering to the Twitter crowd, right? Then BBC can move forward. They need to stop. Not all the fans are on Twitter. I think the fandom have made it clear where they stand with this era, and it's quite shocking and it's quite baffling that BBC still continue to churn out this shit. I just don't get it. But go on, Colin. Sorry, I just can't believe how far it has fallen in such a short space of bloody time. It's. I'm being honest, right? My heart is broken. It's been broken. It's been broken for a long time now. And I still watch Doctor Who with Gerald, and we're sitting there and we're looking at each other and we're just sad because for the simple fact is we know that it's only down the line that it's going to be completely destroyed. And it has tainted. It really has. And it's not that the stories are great back in the past. It's just he's done something. Chris Chibnall has just it's like as if, even though they're not his eras, he has sullied them or something. He has. Yeah. It's like, he's put his greasy hand. I can't keep talking about it. I'm sorry.
But it was definitely it was a middle finger to fans of a certain age. That is what this is, And it was a con because they honestly thought that all the lefties and the woke and the social justice warrior, they thought that they would support the strength more than the actual long-term fans. So that's
Yeah.
what it is. Goodbye, middle finger. Thank you for buying all the merchandise since the 70s and the 80s. Thank you for paying your TV license, but F off. And
Yeah, well,
it's
well, my message to Chibnall is, yeah, you might have killed me passion right now, but I am still a Whovian. I still love Doctor Who because, you know, it's helped me through difficult times. It's helped a lot of the panel, I think, through difficult times. Doctor Who has always been a bright light in people's lives, and it has. It's made a huge difference to people's lives. It has been ingrained in pop culture. It's been ingrained in their lives. It's so easy for these people to say, well, walk away, it's not for you anymore. I just don't get it.
You're breaking up with just my
You
connection.
don't have the emotional attachment. You will never have that attachment that we have to these TV shows because we grew up with them. They, as I said, helped certain people in certain, when I was really down, Doctor Who came back at a nice time. If Doctor Who didn't come back in 2005, I would not be sitting here on the panel with you guys tonight. You wouldn't even know who I am. Okay? So, like, don't be giving me, right? This is the thing. We will not walk away. Right, we will just wait until Chris Chibnall goes, and hopefully BBC have the cop on to do something decent with the show. But here's one thing: BBC's new director general or something was picked today.
Tom Davey.
Now, apparently, this guy was responsible for Doctor Who in some capacity. So, what I've read is good stuff. Now, if anybody knows this guy and knows a bit more information about him and knows anything bad that we should be worried about, but it looks like he was there when Doctor Who was off air during the difficult times with them. I think he was involved in the magazine and some other projects. So, if anybody does know anything about him, if you would like to let us know who this guy is in more detail, because I haven't actually, I just seen it today, so I wasn't able to brush up on it. But Colin has something else to share. But does anybody else want to add something there, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I can the same as you know, despite being a younger fan and despite enjoying like all the streams and I am actually enjoying being a guest. I know the episode streams, but the fact of the matter is, as soon as the episodes are finished, you kind of feel as though that it is still a bit tainted at the same time.
I don't know how well this is working now, because if I
see it, so
this screen.
No, we could see it. Actually, there were bigger pictures as well.
Yeah. I can see. I think if I click off this screen to go back into StreamYard, it'll click out of this because it's a preview screen. But
all right, but we can see them. We can see them. Wow. So we got the Dalek problem there, and we've got the role playing game, and we've got the Daleks. The artwork, nicely. Of course, a lot of this artwork would have been created before I was born, maybe, because I was born in '79. And it's such a shame because in Ireland, though there is Doctor Who fans, there wouldn't be many of them. So we wouldn't be privy to most of this unless you are die hard and you couldn't order back in the day. Everything was posted by mail. So unless Irish newspapers covered the fact that Doctor Who had new merchandise, that was the only way we were going to get it. So this is the first time now I've seen stuff like this. I'm not messing. This is the first time I've seen stuff like this. And this is why I bring Ian on as well, because he shows me stuff that I've never seen. But the artwork always strikes me as being top. It's always top notch, isn't it? I mean, even the artwork that they're doing today, for Time Lord Victorious especially, I have to be honest, it is very good. The illustrators, the artists behind the artwork have to be praised. It's absolutely.
Well, what do they tell you? Never judge a book by its cover.
True.
All work's nice, but the whole story could be crap.
True.
Because
Come on, be a bit.
Who's writing it, though? That's my question. Is there anybody that we know writing these books?
Like, well, Una McCormack, who's written for, I think it was a Gallifrey series. She's written the second so she's written for the Gallifrey Time or like Finnish series, and she's written second novel and the odd tales. Like, I've never heard the people that have wrote the odd tales.
So all new people, you're saying, just writing this big epic Doctor Who storyline? New people?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't it be experienced writers doing this?
Here's the thing: they're bringing in three new writers. I mentioned this actually before.
Then it's a waste.
They're for Paul McGann. Now
it's a waste. Then it's fake. It's trying to grab our attention. It's garbage.
Why not get the writers that have been writing for Paul McGann all along to do his parts of the story in Time Lord Victorious? It doesn't make any sense to me why they bring in 3 new writers to write them. Matrix does make a point. Maybe there is, because of what's happening in the world right now. There might be
it's all fake then.
On the basis of what's happening, which I have no problem about if they have the talent to back it up. And this is what we're afraid of, though. And Matrix Lord shakes his head because he's right. This is what the problem is. We don't know if these people that are going to be hired, it doesn't matter who they are, if they're going to be hired on talent or based on the fact because of what's happening in the world right now. We have to be very careful here as well, folks, that we don't lose the run of ourselves. There is a problem with racism in the whole world right now. It's affecting America.
I think the Time Lord Victorious is a scam.
Yeah,
I think that
I seen it from the beginning anyway.
I didn't see Russell T. Davis's name anywhere on that, and I see all these newbie writers that you're scamming us with using the name, using the fancy artwork, and inside the book, it's like an empty book. It's garbage.
Well, I've already heard that the first couple of books or something have already out, and people have said they're a bar fest.
Yeah, exactly. Then there you go. You trolled the people again. You scam the people, you trick the people, and now look what they're doing. They're doing multiple things to catch our attention in case one thing doesn't work. So you got that going on, then you got the master thing going on with all these different master incarnations. You're throwing in like what? Mark Gatiss's alternate reality master for good measure. You're throwing in all kinds of crap. It's like, what are you doing? Like, and all this stuff, like even like Chibnall considers Big Finish not canon because look what he did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he had Mary Shelley in that whole episode. It just like wiped out Big Finish's version, I guess. So like none of this is like real. Like none of this is like worth our attention. If I saw Time Lord Victorious, Russell T. Davis, I'd be like dropping everything and running to the store and buying it.
True.
But like if I see someone trying to use a storyline from Russell T. Davis but magnify, I wouldn't even bother because I'm like, who are these people that I never heard of? And why would I even spend a minute to run to the store to get it if I don't even know who they are? It's just a smoke screen, I think.
No, I agree. I said it at the time. I think it's a cash grab as well. And I had me doubts. And I remember, and I even said it to Rabbi at the time, but Rabbi was insisting that he was insisting that he was going to be excited and blah, blah, blah. a couple of weeks down the line, he even said it to me. He said it on this stream recently. He said, "You know what? After the initial hype of it, because there was a hype, I was hyped as well." He says after that, then he says, "You are right. I lost interest." That's what Chibnall has done. It doesn't matter anyway. Fans are losing interest, but I will agree with you. If RTD's name had been on this, or Stephen Moffat's name being on this, well, then.
I mean, look at RTD's sequel to Gridlock. He did a sequel for Lockdown where he announces that the Doctor could regenerate into animals. And everybody's like, "Oh my God!" It's like,
yeah, I know. Christopher Eccleston did say something when he was regenerating, but nobody really took that seriously.
A dog with no nose,
right? But Eddie Ascaro actually had an interesting theory on that. He said that that was RTD basically trolling Chibs. Basically, you know,
probably.
Well, probably was. I mean, it makes sense, to be honest with you. But as I said, I'm sick of these guys, though, sitting on the fence. Doctor Who is in trouble right now. I can understand it to a certain extent, but listen, loyalty goes out the window right now. I don't give a shit.
You want to fix
if you love Doctor Who, if you love Doctor Who like you claim to do, like these two men, RTD and Stephen Moffat have recently when they've been part of the tweet along saying how much they missed it and all. If you really do feel that way, well, make use our move. Because
he can fix it right now.
I've been told that you are making moves on the down low. That's fine. I don't give a shit, but it's time to make it public. Hostile takeover.
You fix it right now. You basically sit down with Chibnall. You sit down with Chibnall and be like, "Look, Doctor Who magazine's going to get canceled. We need you to give us photos of Revolution of the Daleks right now. We need the inside scoop. We need to put that shit on the cover of our magazine.
Yeah.
And then next month, in July, you see a young Davros on the cover or whatever, or a different type of Dalek or whatever, and nobody has it. Radio Times doesn't have it. Nobody has it. So you have to get Doctor Who magazine exclusively to read about it. Then the sales shoot through the roof because they actually got the scoop. Then you hit them in August with a couple of pictures or a teaser or something, or like maybe a companion in trouble or whatever. You hit them with a trick. Every month you do something to get the interest in you. Maybe you put out a mini-sode.
Remember in the Doctor Who magazine, they used to give you, if you got bought the Doctor Who magazine, you would get an exclusive behind the scenes something. You'd get something that the regular fans would get.
Yes.
But none of this happens anymore.
They need a build-up. They need Moffat used to do mini-sodes. Do a friggin' mini-sode. Do a couple mini-sodes. Have it hold us over with mini-sodes. Like, get us interested. You got to build it up to when the release date is. Do it like an event calendar, like Christmas, only it's like 6 months. To boost that up every month. And hopefully the special is anything it's supposed to be. And it's not just like there. You know what I'm saying? I know Captain Jack. I knew from the very beginning. I told you Captain Jack was going to be in the Christmas special. Captain Jack was going to appear. And everybody's like, "No, Matrix Lord, no, he's not coming back." I'm like, "He's come back. He's come back." And he's back. So, you know, I'm telling you, put some stuff out there. Show some pictures of Captain Jack at the Christmas special or New Year's special, whatever special you want to call it. Show some stuff. Get interest in Doctor Who so we can forget about talking about all this Timeless Child crap and we can focus on the Daleks and the special, and that's it.
What amazes me about Doctor Who was I started watching in 1974, but 1981 I became a die-hard fan because of the 5 Faces of Doctor Who on BBC Two. Because as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I wouldn't have been aware of William Hartnell or Patrick Troughton. But today, now at the press of a button, you've got access to everything that we didn't have in the past, and I just think that's amazing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Listen, do me a favor, all those names that are scrolling across the screen, don't forget to subscribe if they have YouTube channels. I do know Matrix Lord 212 does have a YouTube channel. Now, he does a bit of gaming as well, has a gaming channel. Go and support him because, you know what, people think gaming streams are boring. Trust me, I used to think the same. But I've gotten crazy into them. I even do my own game. Well, I used to. I haven't done one in a while. But I was doing my own gaming streams on YouTube. They're actually very good.
You forgot to put my name in the banner.
Oh, I did forgot to put Daniel's name. I forgot the one person.
Daniel's got a channel.
Oh my god.
It's Chipple's fault we're playing all these video games, damn it!
That's religion. I'm sorry, Daniel. We will rectify that right now. I do apologize. It will never happen again. Please forgive me.
I don't know about that. I might not
I know.
come on in Sunday now. I'm kidding on.
Right here. There we go. It's fixed now. It's fixed.
Oh, Daniel. Sorry, Daniel.
There's your name, buddy. Right at the end there.
There you go.
All those guys have a YouTube channel. Actually, Gary, do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't, to be honest.
No.
No. One, but I don't.
Right, well, he is on the Tardis Home groups and all, and on
Thank you, Chris.
Facebook and stuff. And if you just want to check out his posts or check out the Tardis Zone, they're all there. Everybody is there. Everybody that's here is on the Tardis Zone as well. It's great. We're a great community, have to say. We get a lot of stick as a community. We're called all sorts, but
I don't
really are a community. And when one of us is in trouble, we're all in trouble. Now, Colin shared this, and I'm not sure what this is.
What is that?
I don't know if I was to share this.
Sorry, no. No, it was the I was.
Oh my god!
It's where I was doing the search before, and it just went to my
You need to remember
image thing.
You're behaving badly now.
You're lucky that wasn't some.
No, actually, that is, and I can honestly say that is the reason that's there is I downloaded an audio book, which is a historical old medieval history audio book, and it's called Princesses Behaving Badly, and it is about real. I haven't actually got around to listening to it, but okay, you can probably look it up some if you like. It is actually about exactly that. It's about how women behaved in the Middle Ages, and the reason is I put a title in to bring the because sometimes when you download audiobooks, especially if you download it from some place, books from some places, you don't get very good cover. So I just download the cover, and then I've got software that I can attach that to the MP3s.
Right, Chris has put Matrix Lord's channel in. I just stuck it up on the screen there. I'll stick it up again on the screen in a few minutes.
I lost some subscribers, so I wasn't talking about it lately, but
subscribe to Daniel's channel. And listen, if you still haven't subscribed to my channel, right, I don't know what the hell you are at anyway, because I'm good. Because to be honest with you, you know, you'll never be more entertained because I'm out straight. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth, but I don't give
That's
right. But the one thing that you'll get always on this channel is honesty, and nobody on this panel, and they'll all agree with you. Nobody can question that. I'll always be honest. I might be misguided sometimes, but I always will be honest, and give my opinions. And I am fairly militant, but that can be a good thing and a bad thing. But maybe right now it's a bad thing. But who gives a shit? You know, that's just the way it is. But listen,
you're doing fine
on the channel as well. Don't forget. But if you haven't subscribed to me, please do. And by the way, if you are subbed, please make sure that you check notifications for every channel that you're with, because it seems to be getting notified. And please and me, because YouTube keep taking their subs away. So make sure it's all the time. Right? So yeah, that's me plugging everybody, including.
There you go, just to prove I wasn't.
Oh, there you go.
Just to prove I wasn't lying.
You're only taking the piss, but there you go, because he wanted us to prove it.
Ah,
No, I'm interested. In history.
played by Jodie Whittaker. No, just kidding.
That would be a role.
Ah,
Oh my god. Oh my god, no, you've just gave me
she'll be saying, "I don't want to go now."
And the Oscar goes to Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen.
Can't get nominated for anything anytime soon.
Listen, that's never happening. By the way, I did put up a post on Twitter. Now, I'm a bit confused because when I put it up, the headline says nominations for 2020 BAFTAs. And when I looked, Doctor Who in any capacity wasn't nominated. But then I was told then by someone that actually, no, you've got it wrong. It's actually 2019. But when you look, the headline, it says 2020. But then when you go in, it says the nomination
stuff from 2019.
For 2019.
Right, for 2020.
So which means Doctor Who wouldn't feature. But then Lee then said, no, that's not how it works, and they do feature. So I'm confused. I don't know whether it is true or not. But if they haven't been nominated for it, and all I would say is that that's an absolute joke. But if I'm wrong and they haven't been nominated because this isn't the one that they get nominated for, well, then I would say even if it does get nominated, it's going to be embarrassing anyway. And maybe
we just need good Who, man. We need good Who. That's it.
Look at the kickstart this fandom again to get this fandom's passions running. You're right. That's all we need. And you can start off by a great story will start all that. Listen, just get rid of Jodie Whittaker, Chris Chibnall, all these writing team, and start again. Listen, just start again.
I wonder if they're gonna cover. I wonder if they're gonna cover COVID in an episode. Like they've been away for so long, and like they're traveling with the doctor, then they come to the end, they're like, oh shit, what's this? Everybody's got like masks on and shit. I'm wondering if they just would do that. Probably not, but 2020.
Rabbi is guesting. Rabbi will be guesting the weekend with me. Rabbi is on all weekend with me.
Hello, Rabbi.
We do the Saturdays and the we'll get him on Monday as well if he's available because you know
I'm also on Sunday.
Yeah, Daniel.
All right, cool.
What?
Let's
Daniel. Major. I have loads of guests and I forgot who I invited. Now at this stage, but we'll squeeze as many in as we can. If I have
What'd you say, Colin?
Fine. What?
I said, let's not forget the Rabbi's just passed his 1,000.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell. Yeah, so Rabbi, I did give you all a bleed, and I did say by the time he comes on a week later, I wanted him to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it looks like he has made his goal. So I want to thank you all because you all have been supporting Rabbi's channel, and I'm glad he has finally gotten to 1,000 scrubs. 1,000.
Don't call them. They get pissed off. Don't do that.
I forgot.
Don't tell his wife
drinking Jack Daniel's honey with
subscribers.
So I'm actually after having a couple of them. So I might be a bit mincing me words. Okay. I didn't mean to say scrubs, but I want to say that Rabbi is definitely one of those YouTubers out there that everybody on the panel will definitely agree deserves to hit that milestone.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I say. So congratulations, well deserved, and hopefully you'll be able to get your channel monetized ASAP. Just make sure, because I'll tell you now, right? It's a pain, right? I did everything that I had to do. I checked everything. Sent in me.
Well, you're not monetized yet?
No, I'm monetized now. Oh no, I finally got monetized. But right, they told me got it wrong. Then they tell you have to wait 30 days. I was for another month. So I said, right, so if I get it wrong again, I have to wait another month. But luckily then I was able to figure it out. It was something got to do with an email address.
Yes.
It's weird. I had two.
And the AdSense too, right?
have the wrong email address apparently linked to the AdSense or something.
Okay.
And I had to change it. And once I changed it, I was fine. So make sure when you are doing that you actually have the email account that's linked to the YouTube channel. That's when you.
But you also got to link your bank to the thing, because then you get direct deposit into your bank.
Yeah, and you get direct deposit. Yeah, so I've been monetized. I've been receiving super chats as well, which has been great, because you just see other YouTubers, and when you see it pop up on your screen, it does feel good because you know that you're actually doing something well. But yeah, I'll just say it is, when you get to that point, all your hard work pays off. And when I reached 1,000, I was relieved more than anything else, because it proved that everything that I was doing was good.
Good for you, bro. Good for you, man.
And listen, we'll all say the same thing here on this panel. Without you guys, Matrix Lord, myself, Daniel, all those other YouTubers out there that are fighting the cause or whatever they're doing on their channels, we wouldn't be around if it wasn't for your support. You know, we would be around, we'd still be doing their channels, but I mean, we wouldn't be as big as we are or doing as well as we are if it wasn't for you guys. So listen, from the bottom of my heart, really mean it, because this fandom has been crazy. Love you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Right, any of you guys want to add anything tonight? But that book is What's a Princess Behaving Badly. I knew it. Yeah, I've met a few of them in my time. All right, on social media.
I'll add something quick. I just, I'm going to be getting back to doing the podcast. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. It's affecting all of us, between COVID and riots and everything else. And it's got me down. But, like I was talking to Noel the other day, he kind of boosted my spirits, and I popped out some podcasts. I'm going to try to put out more and get back to the way it was before. I know.
Listen. One thing I will say to everybody here and everybody that's in the chat: don't let Chris Chibnall kill it for you, because that's what he wants.
It's not really just him too. Come on. I had protesters a block from my house.
I know. I agree with you. It is very hard to be positive right now in a time of turmoil. It is.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. But there are some good things happening out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I mean, hopefully we can get through all this madness. Everybody can sit down, hash out all the things that need to be hashed out, and hopefully we can live in a society where nobody has to worry about any form of racism or any form of mistreatment. It's in 2020, we shouldn't be still having the same old fucking conversations.
I know.
It's ridiculous. What happens?
I thank you, bro, for boosting my spirits the other day. It was nice to talk to you about Doctor Who, and I think you sensed too that I was not doing good. Like, just spirits have been broken and stuff, and you kept talking to me about Doctor Who, so I appreciate it.
No, listen. Listen, I understand that I was gonna jack it all in. I was gonna jack the channel in. I was done. And I understand where people listen. I was done straight away. As I said, it took you a week or whatever. It's taken people. There's still people that haven't realized how bad it is, and we will eventually. And they'll go through what we've went through. The important thing is that we have rallied around each other as a fandom.
Yeah.
And we will rally around those other people too when they do come to realize that this has turned to complete and utter shit. But listen, there is a silver lining, and there always will be a silver lining with Doctor Who. And I have to believe that somewhere down the line, someone's going to come in that really cares about the project that is Doctor Who, and try make strides with the show, but not only with the show, but with the fandom. Embrace the fandom. That's the big. Do you know what? This is the thing that has annoyed me the most. Yes, Chris Chibnall's writing's bad. Jodie Whittaker is not great, but they haven't, since Series 11, in any way tried to embrace this fandom or try to heal any wounds or try and just even come out and justify their bull. Even Jodie Whittaker, like where has she been? I'm sorry, right? But this has been annoying me for a long time, and I'm sorry. There's another little rant coming on here, right? But she did one video or two videos for lockdown, right? I understand she is a mother, right? And you understand that being at home, maybe your kid in her family is priority. But you mean to tell me she can't take a few minutes out of her day to do a couple of more fucking videos? Or engage with the fans, or do something with them. I'm sorry, I know she did the whole storybook thing, but that's for the kids, right? There's more than kids that watch Dr. Bloody Who. I mean, you could be doing something, right? Even not her, then. Okay, we leave Jodie Whittaker out because I can hardly see Matrix Lock kind of shaking his head, or he just.
I mean, I'm not going to get. Here's the thing. All I'm saying is you gotta blame the main culprit of everything. It's Chibnall.
Right, where's he then? Where's that plonker? Where's he?
But here's the thing. Like Chibnall was like not doing anything, and the thing is, she didn't have to put her costume on in her house and be at the doctor a couple of times. I'm not trying to stick up for her. You gotta give.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you. Look, you're right.
Chibnall is the root of all Chibnall.
No,
that's it. It's it.
Listen, Jodie has a fault to know what they are, but you're right. Chris Chibnall is the male culprit. So I will say this, right? Forget about Whittaker, right? Forget about the argument that I just made about Whittaker. Where was Chris Chibnall? He's the fucking showrunner, right? So Paul Cornell wants us to believe that Chris Chibnall is being behind the scenes with his fucking arms, right? Controlling all of these fucking little pieces of stories that these are being thrown out. Give me a fucking break, Paul Cornell. We know that's not fucking true. Where has he been? He has been an absent showrunner. Okay, he hasn't gave a crap about the fans. No wonder everybody has walked away from your area. You don't even have the decency or the balls, or you're just a gutless yellow piece of crap. You do not have you don't have the balls to face the fans. Oh, I just wish you'd face the fans. Just let us have our arguments. It doesn't matter if they go in one ear and out the other. The fact that you've sat there in a room and you've let fans question what you've done, I'd be satisfied with that. But no, you won't even give us the opportunity, the same opportunity you got.
Have the balls to come on Tardis Zone, damn it!
He wouldn't listen. None of them will come on. Yeah, none of them will come on to the Tardis Zone.
Whittakers and come out there.
None of them. They wouldn't come on to your channel either, or Daniel's channel, or Rabbi's channel, or Gary's channel, or Bolstrek's channel, or you name it.
Please, that would never. Let me tell you something. They would never come on any of our casts.
All the little shill channels. I won't mention their channels because I don't want to give them any publicity. But we know the type of channels, if they did decide to engage with fans, we know the type of YouTube channels that they'd actually go to, which is unfair because you're not giving the real fandom an opportunity to question your bullshit. There's so many plot holes that, listen,
don't breathe. Just breathe.
There's so many plot holes, right, that it's so bloody stupid and so obvious that the people that defend it are so stupid and so bloody.
I'm just going to say, I like Kermit the Frog, but I never thought he was a universe. That's all I have to say.
Oh, the frog. Don't get me started on that. Why did you bring up the fucking frog?
Listen.
The crazy frog is more fucking popular than fucking that frog. That was was that CGI?
I croaked when I saw that. Literally. I was just,
no, it was animatronics, wasn't it? It was animatronics, that frog. Yeah.
Wouldn't eat my vegetables for weeks now. Not that I eat it already now.
A frog. A fucking frog.
Halfway up the
story, actually. I'm still trying to make the sense of that story takes you away. Does anybody actually know what that frog was meant to represent?
I don't know what the fuck that was. I have no idea.
Like, apparently that's a lot of people's favorite episode in the series. I just don't get it.
The episode was going good at some point in time, and then it just went skyrocketing down like somebody went on a bad acid trip. I thought I was watching Cheech and Chong for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, is that the lizard that I saw in the movie? I don't know.
I want to know off Chris Chibnall. Chris, do we need to be on acid to understand this
I
episode?
don't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Do we need to be triple balls? Do we need to be drunk? Like, what? Could you tell us?
Oh, it took us away, all right, away from the damn friggin' fandom of Doctor Who. That was bad. That's a bad episode.
Yeah. But as I said, my main point is the fact that he won't actually come and face fans that actually have concerns and genuine and legitimate, I would say, more legitimate than the other side. Listen, the other side have proved themselves time and time again to know absolutely nothing about Doctor Who's history. They've also demonstrated their lack of knowledge, but they've also demonstrated their arrogance, the fact that they have an agenda and nothing is going to override that agenda. I mean, I had someone, you have all this future is female crap. The future isn't female. The future is equal, is equality, right? It's not one is better than the other. I think everybody that's even behind this future is female hashtag, I think you have forgotten what the goal is. It's the same with the whole racism issue. We're trying to get a point in society, in the world, where we're all together as one, where the human race become finally like what Gene Roddenberry's vision was. We don't fight with each other anymore. Race means nothing anymore. There's no discrimination of any kind. Sexist doesn't mean, sexist don't mean that anymore. I don't mind living in a society like that if we all have equal opportunity. Why not? You know what I mean? It's 2020. We should have been here by now, but we're not. Right? We need to get to that point. But that frog, someone just brought up the frog again. Why? Just leave the frog alone. The frog. The frog.
Frog was an entire intelligent universe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah. And as a frog, you couldn't pick.
Kermit was busy.
Chris Chibnall couldn't come up with a unique design, so he said, "I'll tell you what we'll do." Crazy Frog was popular back in the day. Oh, and you have Kermit the Frog. Let's introduce our
At least the Oracle did Kermit right. Damn it.
There's nothing wrong. Someone says, I like your thinking. No, listen, we should be we should be all living in harmony. It's 2020. Listen, I'm just pissed off with it all just as much as everybody else. I just don't talk about it as much because once you start talking about it and you add yourself to the conversation, unfortunately, you're going to have someone out there that has a different opinion, and then they try ram it down your throat and try to tell you how you're wrong. And I've noticed that a lot on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube channels are covering all of this. And I just refuse to get bogged down in the whole thing. But what I will say is that we've came to a point in society where we should be like Gene Roddenberry's vision, where the human race has gone past all of materialistic things and we all live in harmony with one another. There is nothing wrong with that. It's not giving in to one thing or another. That's the way it should be. We should be all living together in peace. It's absolutely ridiculous that we still have issues in society. But this is what happens, right? You got all these issues and then you got issues that people make up and then you get these radical groups. And this is what, you know what I mean? It goes a vicious circle. Then when this dies down, something else will happen and then someone else will have a problem. And then there'll be more people moaning. Do you know what I mean? It's one thing after another. Let's just stop the bullshit. Everybody just sit down and talk. Get it all sorted once and for all so we can all move on and just get on with life. Listen, life is too short. We've got one life. Remember that. It's too short. I don't spend the rest of my life sitting at home in lockdown, but right now I'll do it if that's what we're asked to do. But I don't want to be living in a society where we're ripping each other to shreds. We've got
happiness will prevail. Bring back the Candyman.
Listen, we've just got we need to move on as a society, and if we want to prevail and we want to continue, we need to. So that's my That's my big motivational speech. I'm not going to get bogged down in hashtags or any of that. I'm just saying how it should be, or I think it should be. If people disagree with me, that's fine. You're entitled to do that. But I think we just should live in a world where everybody just gets on. I mean, it's not, it's not hard. I don't know how we got here in the first place, where, if you're a different nationality, different skin color, there was a problem.
I'll tell you how we got here, because we're all Adric. Adric's DNA was all over the earth, and then you use the Jagoff ship to magnify Adric, damn it.
I think I've just worked out what the last scene is actually, or the finale scene is actually going to be in the new Ghostbusters movie. Don't think, and makes us all goes, I can't help it. And there is a giant Candyman.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You put the Candyman back, I know it's ridiculous, right? And I know it's so crazy and corny and whatever, but people love the Candyman, right? You put that shit against Jodie Whittaker, Candyman kick her ass or some shit, that shit be great. That shit be great. That shit.
Just beat her to regeneration.
Listen, get all those women, mix with Jodie, paint the Tardis, let her flip out, why not?
By the way, if any J-bot has a go at me, oh, how dare you say that a Candyman should beat a woman up, or you're promoting violence to women.
Everybody loves candy, damn it.
Well, you're a bit of a hypocrite because you support the Time Lord story arc where Gallifrey actually experimented and murdered a child multiple times. So how is that? How is it okay to do that to a kid, but it's not all right to do it to Jodie Whittaker? Listen, if the Candyman comes in and beats the shit out of her and she regenerates, well, then that's allowed because Chris Chibnall has allowed it to be allowed with his ridiculous.
Even Bruce Campbell said, "Give me some sugar, baby." That's right, Candyman 2020. Screw that.
See, this is why I can't even pronounce me words anymore. Right. This is why I protected my account on Twitter, because I've gone past the stage of caring, not gone past the stage of what you say. If you engage with me, you get cheeky with me, I will just be as ruthless as I used to be. But the difference is that I'm not going to block you little twats anymore, because at the end of the day, you give me loads of material, to be quite honest. But you know what's interesting is that in 2 or 3 years since Jodie Whittaker's been cast, we have had the same argument from you guys, and they haven't changed. They haven't changed whatsoever. It's actually become a bit of a joke now. And you know what? The problem is that we have in the fandom right now is that you're a vocal minority. The majority of fans have walked away. But our job as the
to get them back,
majority is to try become the vocal majority. But when you've got media shills like Digital Spy, Screen Rant supporting you, and we know who they support because they've even allowed one of the Time ladies write an article for them, which was tried to justify what Chris Chibnall did. But it's interesting in that very same article that the person behind this article actually wrote up, it almost perfectly fits into canon. And you know what? I don't know if you've read the article. I think a lot of you know who I'm talking about. But if you read the article, there's no evidence. The only evidence that they run on is the brain of Marvel's episode. The fate. That's the only evidence that they have. Now, when it has been pointed out to them that because of this story arc, there are now major plot holes within even New Who, we are told canon doesn't matter. There's
can I just say one thing about that?
Yeah, please? Go ahead. Go on.
Because I even wasted more brain energy and time thinking about that than really needed to be. But all you have to do is you look at the brain of Morbius, and you know there was a Time Lord duel, right? Now, I think a lot of people that are haters forget that we have a show that deals with time travel. Okay? Okay? And we have a thing where the first Doctor encountered the second, third, fourth, well, fifth, sixth, whatever, right? So now technically, if you're dealing with time travel and time is wide open, it could be possible that the fourth Doctor encountered Doctor 20, Doctor 40, Doctor 50, and the memories of meeting those futuristic doctors are protected because of the time stream, but are unlocked if you do a duel with another Time Lord and you see all these faces of future doctors that he encountered that he can't remember, and when the duel is over, he forgets it. So
Right.
how many incarnations?
That actually brings me on to the next stream that I actually want to do, and I want you to be part of it. So you let me know when you got the day off so we can work it around you. But I want to invite other YouTubers on because this will be the big one. This will be the one that we'll be discussing exactly what Matrix Lord's discussing. We're gonna actually talk about all the plot holes that have been left by this absolute rubbish that Chris Chibnall has produced. By the way, just to remind you, the Doctor Who Origins trailer, it has over 4,000 dislikes. 4,000.
Seriously? 4,000?
Over 4,000 dislikes.
That
Now,
means you did something good because you get monetization for every one of those dislikes.
Yeah. I also not on my the Origins trailer thing on BBC now. It's not my channel.
Okay.
But the Timeless Children stream that I did do, that panel, the last time I checked it,
I put the figures in early on in the chat. Early on in the stream, I actually went on and looked. I made the sacrifice for the stream.
Say that again?
I made the sacrifice for the stream earlier on, and I actually went in and looked, and I actually put the figures on, the actual figures earlier in the chat. There's something like 93,000 views. Or was that 93,000 comments? But yeah, 1.6 to 4.7 or something.
Yeah.
I actually checked when you mentioned it earlier on.
Well, there's more dislikes to like ratio, right?
Oh, yes.
Like I said, if you go into the comments and have a look at the comment section now, obviously the Jodie Whittaker fans are saying when you read these comments, oh, they're all trolls, right? They're not fans of the show. But when you read the comments, you can clearly see, right, the difference between, say, a member of the public that watches casually but is concerned about Doctor Who, and then you will see the comments from the Doctor Who fans that actually know their stuff because their comments are huge, right? Now, these are the people that they're calling trolls. See, here's the thing. The media started this thing that anybody that complained was a troll. Now the fans latch on to it, and you're automatically a troll if you disagree with something, right? Read the comments. Some of the comments are actually pretty heartbreaking. Some of them are pretty scathing in BBC's whole agenda and what they're doing and pandering to a certain demographic on Twitter, which has been their biggest downfall. But you will see men and women and younger fans. I will say there are younger fans in there because not all of this generation's a write-off. And that is unfair to say that they're all feckin' snowflakes and all run to their safe spaces because that's untrue.
Daniel.
Because Daniel doesn't run anywhere. Daniel it doesn't buy and subscribe into the bullshit, and there's a lot like him that don't subscribe to the bullshit. It's a vocal minority. Until we become the vocal majority, right, we're going to have a bit of a struggle. This is the problem. They've gotten themselves into positions of power, which means one of us has to. So Matrix Lord or me. So do you want to try your hand at getting a job at the BBC, or will I?
You can. I'm kind of far away. I think you can. Look, when all is said and done, you know, as of today, the best Jodie Whittaker season finale was the Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos. Yeah, the Timeless Child was crap, and even that was crap. So all I'm gonna say is, and they can't even pronounce that title. That's all I know. I never seen anyone say, man, the Battle of Ransko Kolos, that shit was great.
Oh,
Garbage.
listen, when I was doing the
Garbage.
review for that, there was loads of those episodes during Series 11 I couldn't even fucking pronounce.
No, listen, I gotta say one thing though. The one good thing about that finale was Graham basically telling her to go fuck herself. That was the only thing that I'm gonna fucking shoot this guy. That was it. That was great.
Yeah.
Because it was conflict. And she's
Yeah.
like, go back to the Tardis. Like, I ain't going anywhere. That could have led to so many different better things.
And it didn't because
It didn't.
But you know
It
what?
didn't.
If Chris Chibnall hadn't got the conviction, or his writers hadn't got the conviction to go through with that. It's because it would make Jodie, and here's the ironic thing, she already does look weak anyway.
He made her look weak with Joe Martin.
I know, but that scene with Joe Martin. Now listen, no matter what you think of Joe Martin's version of the Doctor, whether you agree we should have got Joe Martin's version of the Doctor, the one thing that did delight me was
she's a better
when she actually made fun of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor.
She killed it. She was great. I thought she was great. You got to give it to her.
That whole scene was brilliant. And I have to be honest, I did like when she kicked the Jadoon's ass. But there was
that episode, while I love that episode, it kicked my ass. Totally to the ground. Because even though it was amazing, I'm watching this and I'm like, oh God, no. Don't say she's the first. Oh God. That was like a horror movie for me in a way. I was traumatized.
Yeah.
I liked it and I shouldn't have. It was crazy.
We will do a stream as well on Roots Doctor as well. We'll bring on a few guests and we'll have a discussion and we'll talk about theories. What theories you have where you think she fits in. Now listen, I know fans don't want her to fit in anywhere. But it doesn't mean that we can't have a bit of speculation anyway and try guess ourselves. And for example, I think personally, right, and I've said this a few times, I think she fit. I actually think personally for them to get away with it, she would have to fit in between Troughton and Pertwee.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Doctor got killed in a secret mission, regenerated. Then the Time Lord's like, oh shit, and fix that thing back. So, I mean, that could be that.
Now, that's the only logical. That's
but that doesn't make
position where she could fit. But this is Chris.
No. It doesn't make sense because when the second Doctor actually regenerated, he comes out the TARDIS as John Pertwee with the second Doctor's clothes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In the two Doctors, he aged, and he went back and got his companions and restored their memories. So when they put him back, just like when they put Clara back from the Raven, none of those memories are there. None of that age is there. They put it back the way it was, so that way, whatever adventures Clara had, she's back and she faces the Raven. So again, if the Time Lords could basically bring Gallifrey back from ashes, and do all these crazy things, it is possible that the Doctor got hurt and they're like, well, we got to put this back the way it is because you can revisit old faces. So they could have used their thing to make him regenerate back. He wouldn't even known better, same personality, everything, and then put him back. It could be possible.
No, but even the TARDIS.
Smart way of doing it. I think they could. Go ahead, Gary. Sorry, I keep cutting across you. Sorry, mate.
No, you're okay. All I was going to say is that I don't believe she comes between the second and the third Doctor because their TARDIS exterior is exactly the same where it is. It's totally different.
She's probably the 14th. She's probably a future Doctor.
She probably is as well. That's another.
She can't say what's going on. She's probably a future Doctor.
Listen, there's actually been talk. Now, Matrix Lord will probably be able to back this up, actually.
But I've said it on my cast that she's probably Jodie's replacement.
Actually, he has spoke about it. There actually has been talk that we've already seen the future Doctor, Joe Martin.
Right. Just like we did Capaldi before his time.
Jodie Whittaker. Well, that was the plan.
Yeah, he planted her.
Yeah,
he planted her so she could be likable, and then when it becomes, then people are like, "Oh, I love her. That's great." I'm telling you that she's just hanging in there.
Now, I want
please.
to you all know where I stand. I've said it. I've come out now and finally stuck to me guns and said I think it's a male role. I'm not going to change my mind on that now, right? But if they do go with Joe Martin, right? Just say they decide to go with Joe Martin. They've been testing the water. They put Joe Martin in. Now, I have to be honest. Even us on this side did say, compared to Jodie Whittaker, she was better. Now, we can't all of a sudden turn around and say, well, she's not because they make her the doctor. You know what I mean? Would you be happy with Joe Martin replacing Joe Martin?
I want the doctor to become a man again.
I want to become a man. I want to make that clear. I think that's the way they should go after Jodie Whittaker. But if they do decide that they're going to, say, reinforce the female doctor and cast Joe Martin directly after, would you be in support of that, or would you are you done?
One season.
Don't know. Didn't say
you give up.
That's it.
Didn't actually give an episode a go because let's face it, we've had them 2 seasons of crap already, so what's the point?
Yeah, but the thing about Jo Martin is she is actually a fan of Doctor Who. She's a fan of the old Doctor Who's, and it shows in her performance. It shows in her performance. Yeah, she's a fan. Yeah, I've read it in the magazine. She's a fan. Yeah, she is actually a fan of Doctor Who.
Retro Doc, I'm only saying that because Retro Doc, I'm only saying that because the actors were all older and Jamie was older. That's why I assumed he went back and restored their memories. Because the second Doctor had gray hair, he's older. That's why you're right. They didn't have anything that said that was done. Again, I'm sorry, guys.
And and Retro Doc brings up, this is what created the fan theory season 6B because there was this comment here. Nothing was explicitly said in Two Doctors that Troughton had gone back to pick.
I know. I just answered that.
Yeah, and you've just because Retro Doc is our just beyond the panels.
He's a stats man,
full of stats. That guy.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that's my opinion.
It isn't interesting. These streams are going to be interesting. I could bring Retro Doc on as well, Matrix Lord, and we'll have a debate on the theory of where she fits in, because already Gary Hewitt doesn't agree, which is perfectly fine. Where do you think, actually, I want to ask you, if you don't think she fits in between Troughton and Pertwee, where do you think she fits in? Because let's be honest here, we're just working off the fact that Chris Chibnall has himself said that she is a doctor in this time. He's made it clear that she's the doctor of this timeline.
I know that sucks because I wanted her to be an alternate.
You were saying, because I remember before we found her out and you found her out, you were doing streams saying that she's definitely an alternate universe, because everybody was going with that.
I wanted her to be, because here's the thing that it still may be true. It could be possible that the 13th Doctor altered something so bad that she created that doctor because of something she screwed up in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget the Great Intelligence was trying to change the whole timeline, and then Clara had to turn it back, but she kind of altered a little bit. So it's like, the whole point is that, she could have done something that made it possible where one of her older selves got hurt before his time and regenerated into her. And then you have to fix it, because again, Gallifrey and all those Time Lords going after Root Doctor doesn't fit at all with anything. Doesn't make any sense. It's like Jodie has stumbled upon an alternate universe with a different Gallifrey and different rules and different everything. Because again, these guys, if the technology is so advanced with the Time Lords, and they're in constant communication with the Time Lords to hunt the Root Doctor, So if they were in constant communication, just like we witnessed that they have such technology that they can communicate with Omega in an antimatter universe, then they should be alerted immediately if Gallifrey was destroyed by the Master.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Well, that if one of the Gallifrey, in fact, one or two complete box sets of the BBC of Big Finish's Gallifrey, they actually literally went from universe to universe to universe. Tell you what, no, you saying that I can actually, they will never do it, but I can actually think of a fantastic result from that idea. We've already seen the 14th Doctor. Technically, we'd already seen the 6th Doctor when Colin Baker took over. Daniel can see where I'm going with this one. Technically, we'd seen the Peter Capaldi's Doctor when he took over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we have seen the 14th Doctor?
Yeah.
Martha went looking for him when time got reset at the end of the Sound of Drums.
Yeah.
Her Doctor friend.
Yes, the Tom guy.
Tom Ellis.
Oh yeah.
Now, a lot of people, and I think, would have quite liked Tom Ellis to be the Doctor. Now, that would be great, wouldn't it? But yes, we have seen the Doctor before. It's Tom Ellis. That I would get behind.
And he was a pediatric doctor.
I thought he was a doctor. Yes, it was from the
If he played the Doctor, he'd actually be really... Oh!
Yeah, that's smart.
I kind of wish there was more to the
Actually, I like our
David
man,
Morrissey stuff.
David Morrissey. That's who I was going to say. The one
I was kind of wishing that something was correct with the Cyberman cyber stamp.
That one, yeah.
That he was actually an incarnation.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant.
He plays a great. He's a great actor. It's such a shame.
He could still technically be the Doctor. I mean, if Romana could take the pattern from Princess Astra, right? He could just take from what the next Doctor could just take this form.
Yeah,
that could be. Then the cyber stamps would be accurate. That is the Doctor.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'll just ask Gary to let us know where he thinks where she fits in anyway, because that's where we were going with this. Just because we always do this on this channel. We talk about one thing, but then it goes into a big long. But Gary, where do you think she fits in? If she doesn't fit in with Pertwee, as I said, Pertwee and Troughton and Pertwee, where do you think she fits in? And Matthew says, and I think he does make a good point here. He says, you are trying to make sense of something that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Which I suppose you've got a great point there. But go ahead, Gary. I'll be interested to see what you think.
I certainly don't think she fits in between William Hartnell or Peter Capaldi. I think that's definitely a no-no. But I think somewhere along the line, somewhere before William Hartnell, especially after, wasn't one of the Doctors called Brendan and he was Irish and he became a policeman?
That was an illusion, though, that she had.
That was called the midwife.
That was an illusion, though.
It wasn't one of the Doctors actually Brendan and he became a policeman?
Yeah, but
he lived in Ireland and he didn't film in Ireland, so I'm pissed off about that. You're gonna use me country name at least fucking film here. Yeah.
No, but I think did that Brendan guy, did the Brendan Doctor, didn't he get shot, fall and age? He didn't regenerate, did he? Aged and he wiped his mind.
That's why I think it's weird. I don't know.
That hasn't been explained, but YouTubers out there, as you know, Gary, have tried to explain that. This again, Chris Chibnall, he doesn't know what he's doing.
But my theory is that the Brendan, she came after the Brendan version somehow because she had the memories of him being a policeman, hence the police box when she's the Doctor. I don't fully understand that.
I just think, I hope it's all bullshit and that she's just not even a Doctor, period.
Well, if the Master is lying, which some people think he is, again, okay, it's a simple cop out. He's copped out, and I'll be glad that he's copped out. If that's his get out of jail card, Chibnall's get out of jail card, well then fine. But again, he has still done things on screen that I'll never forgive him for. I mean, you bastardize the Time Lords and you put them into cyber suits, and then you get one of the cyber lords that actually shoot one of the other cyber lords, and then they regenerate. But the thing about it is they were dead Time Lords from the beginning. Makes absolutely no sense. But again, Cybermen need, as far as I know, they need.
Maybe she's in a simulation. Maybe she's in a simulation the whole time.
Maybe she never left that whole. Maybe she never left.
Maybe she just. She's since the Frog universe is some stupid shit. She's just. Whatever.
Feck off. If he does that, feck off.
Whatever.
Whatever. Nobody gives a shit.
Listen, you know what? If to solve this nonsense there has to be a Dallas moment, then let it be a damn Dallas moment. I don't want this timeless child crap to exist.
That's it. Just bring Peter Capaldi back. Yeah, he's in the TARDIS. He's in the shower. He pops out. There's Clara. There's Clara.
Jeez,
Clara goes, and he goes, and she goes, "Oh, you're alive!" And he goes, "Yeah, I was just taking a shower." But you're a woman. No, I wasn't. Okay. Nah, wouldn't work though. You can't do it, Dallas.
Can I give a serious theory though? I believe that when the Master destroyed Gallifrey, all the energy of the Eye of Harmony and everything, I think all that energy was released out into the universe, and I think it did something to the universe. I think it created multiple universes, or I think it's to do with Gallifrey being destroyed and all that energy that's been released out into the universe. So you got the energy of the Eye of Harmony, and it's done something to the universe. That's all that's what I think.
Yeah, but
maybe why can't it be like the crack? Remember how you had the cracks, and they said that thing universe can converge just like Doomsday. They're like the walls between the universes. They could start merging. I mean, I honestly think that if you could have multiple Scarros, like you should have multiple Gallifreys, and the whole thing is that. If you're a Time Lord and you're Rassilon and you got kicked off Gallifrey, wouldn't you use your TARDIS to go all the way back to the beginning of the universe, pick a planet, develop a whole Gallifreyan civilization on another planet, and they're called Gallifrey, and none of them know of each other's existence? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Exactly. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're off forgetting one thing.
Chris
Chibnall's just a fucking idiot.
We're going too deep. He wouldn't have even think of these things. I know.
He hasn't got the intelligence to think like this. That's the problem. So,
shit is so bad. You have to try to figure out.
Matthew was right. We're trying to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense. Chris Chibnall's just a fucking idiot, right? He came back after he had his little cry. Right, he's saying what was produced, saying it'd be better than that, and he ever could fucking produce, and then decided to chop it fucking up, right? And then we got the shit that we got stamped and approved by Chris Chibnall, and that was serious fucking 12, right? And you know what? It actually totally pisses me off that we have fans out there saying that it's better than Series 11, right? It's not better than Series 11 because if you look at it and you look at it with a cold hard eye. Right, and you look at what he done, right, and you look and you break every episode down individually, right. There was no substance there whatsoever. There was little gimmicks, little bits of information here and there. Apparently, we got a story arc and the story arcs that never actually developed. Right, we've got companions, some of them that are supposed to have like problems with bullying and racism, but we don't see it at all in the show, so there's no context. There's no way that we can get behind these characters and believe that they went through this turmoil, right? And then we have a whole bloody fucking thread where one is supposed to be disabled, but is going around picking up guns and picking up bombs and playing basketball with them, and not a bother to him. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just small little token, little gestures that Chris Chibnall does. He throws all this shit together and says, "There you go. There's Doctor Who for you. By the way, I've thrown in some." Cybermen for you is there. Oh, and by the way, I brought back Captain Jack. It's only a cameo though, but you will lap it up because that's what you want. You told me that I fucked up during Series 11 because I made it different. Now I'm giving you everything that you want, but there's nothing of substance. I rip off other people's ideas. I make them my own, but then they don't actually work. That's what he's done, right? Timeless Children, the whole lot, the whole series is an absolute joke. I will say there's only one redeeming episode. It probably is The Fugitive of the Jadoon. I actually like that episode because of the fact that the Jadoon were actually badass in it. And I do like the fact that Roots Doctor does make a show, Jodie Whittaker, and that will always please me. But I knew what was coming. When we got to that scene, and I even said to the sheriff, I said, that's the TARDIS buried under there. That's the TARDIS. She's the Joe is the Doctor. I figured it out. I even figured it out beforehand. I even said it to her when I seen Joe. And then I was noticing little things, and I said to her, I think it was 5 minutes into the episode, and I said to Cheryl, I says, I bet you this Root character is the Doctor, and that your man that's living with her is our companion or our protector or something, because there's something not right here.
Well, there was something there because he was more than a companion.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, something.
But I had it figured out because you know why I had it figured out? Because Chris Chibnall isn't actually the great writer that he's on. And if you didn't get it beforehand, then you're dumb. You're dumb because I think we all got it beforehand. You're dumb, right? Because it was so bloody obvious what he was going to do. So obvious. And he was always going to double down. This was the point of Series 12. He was going to double down on everything. We all spoke about Matrix Lord and all spoke about, but then we were all hoping and praying that everything that we were hearing was bull. And he was actually, because when we start hearing about some of the villains that were coming back, it did sound, and it did suck it all in. If
I could add something to that, like the point is, like when Stephen Moffat was under Russell T Davis, he was brilliant because Russell T Davis is like, no, do this like a boss, do it like this, do this. Okay, I like this, I don't like this, right? When Moffat became showrunner, nobody could tell him no because he wanted yes men. So when he was doing something wrong, nobody said anything to him. And he had a problem with actually finishing the damn storylines that he would start. He would never finish anything. So after a while, the fan base kind of started turning against Moffat. And they're like, could you effing explain this? Instead of explaining Madame Kavarian in 3 minutes in the thing, could you actually explain what the hell is happening? And then we made all theories about it. So we were like, he's got to go. He's copying off himself. He's got to go. Chibnall, he did. Maybe he's going to be good. Maybe he's going to be good. And you know what? Shit. Terrible. Horrible. The worst thing that could fucking happen. And all this time, we're like knocking Moffat. Could you finish the storyline? And we got worse. And then we were like, kicking myself that this happened.
No.
We're going to finish up in about 5 minutes, so I'll let you all have a couple of more things to say, and then we're gonna finish up. We're over the 3-hour mark anyway, and to bring poor Teddy to his.
We keep sort of half joking. He's saying, "Don't give Chibs ideas."
Yeah.
Well, I want to turn that around because Lee made it just sign off. Lee made a suggestion. I so seriously want the big bad in Series 11. I want to see the Doctor beaten up by the Clangers.
Jesus.
His collection was the big bad for season 13 will be the Clangers. I want to see the Doctor beaten up by the Clangers. Dear Chibs, please make it happen.
Yeah, Chibs, make the TARDIS the villain in Series 13 because the Doctor blew her up how many times on Regeneration? He even punched her keyboard. She's pissed. She's pissed. And she created a whole universe because she's spewing time energy, fake Gallifrey and everything. The TARDIS is a villain. That's it.
Yeah. Or if you want to get fans behind Series 13 because you can't wait to see if you can win fans back, this is how you do it. You regenerate Jodie at the end of the very first episode, and in the second episode, you introduced Jodie's replacement at the end of the first episode. Leave it there for a week then, and I guarantee you by the second week then, you'll have people watching.
Yeah.
And then you have a chance. But I know you won't do that because, again, no intelligence at the BBC right now.
No,
there is
just ask this
there is.
question. Sorry.
Oh, go on.
No, I was only going to ask, how did Yaz climb into a Cyberman suit, please?
Because he copied off of climbing into a Dalek. I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything's
And
copied off everything.
yeah, because Chapman's got no originality. He's getting no intelligence to come up with stuff. That's why he's plagiarizing stuff from RTD and Stephen Moffat, and even some big finish skip-ups as well. He's still
I'm really upset that they took the Christmas lights Cybermen heads and made them spaceships. I'm
yeah.
really upset about that. Really upset about that. I know they ran out of money.
And
'Cause,
boy,
you know,
just before
But come on now.
no, can we just actually question the CGI as well? It was fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
It was bad.
God.
What was he trying? Oh my god, it was.
It was crappy. It was cheap.
I love the narration, like, I'm the last Cyberman. All this shit, it was all bullshit. Like, he's so stupid. He doesn't know there's a spaceship with a million fucking Cybermen there. No, asshole, you're not the last one if you got two fucking guys next to you that are fucking Cybermen. Thank you. That's all I gotta fucking say. Jesus. What the fuck?
I've said before, I think there is one way I don't like the idea of cross-gender regeneration, end of story. So while I like Missy as a character, the fact of her being the master I didn't like. But there's one thing that might actually have changed my mind a little bit on that. If they'd done something, they could only done it for 2 or 3 episodes, but if they
series.
No, if Tim Burton had ripped off the new Doctor story, and basically Jodie is not the Doctor. Jodie is Missy, who has had a similar regeneration crisis to, whose regeneration has somehow done something similar to what happened with the next Doctor. And actually, because Missy was on a redemption arc, so she gets regeneration, and that combines together. And what happens is she actually thinks she is the Doctor, because
we wish, but that's not the case. I know that's
but you think of it.
I do blame Missy for the Doctor being a woman, because Missy was pissed that the Doctor tried to pull some bullshit fucking mind meld thing. When he touched her, he tried to convince her to turn good when she was already turning good, and she kind of put a post-hypnotic suggestion in him when she grabbed his hand to turn into a woman, just like he touched Bill and he put it in her head, like she kept having him in her brain. So I blame Missy for the Doctor turning into a woman, because I think she influenced that regeneration.
Because what would have worked? I mean, we all agree. I mean, one of the words that seems to be most frequently used about Jodie's Doctor is incompetent. But if you actually got Missy, thinks she's the Doctor, but of course she's still the Master. She's got all that history from the Master, but she's trying to be good. She just doesn't know how to do it. If you had that for sort of 2 or 3 episodes, and then, well, my favourite, of course, would turn out actually Graham's the Doctor, or whoever.
Well,
I think that would have been a really interesting idea. But
they had touched something on. They touched something on in series 11 that something was wrong with the Doctor, if you remember. Like, even when there was a scan and the conundrum, you have, like, something is wrong with her because, like, that sonic thing hurt her more than the humans did. Even in Kerblam, when they scanned her, there's something wrong. Something's wrong with either she's dying or something's wrong, because they touched on it in a couple of episodes that she's not really completely right.
Yeah, Chris, I've heard that one. I've got a feeling that suicide thing was a fan theory or a side comment. I'm not sure that was ever actually
I don't know about that, Chris. I don't know.
What up in channel? I've heard it somewhere.
Was Chibnall ever abused as a child or anything? Because like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny because here's the thing, like you have all these subliminal messages in these episodes.
Yeah, like
Tayun abused the Doctor, and that's why Doctor's scared shitless when he regenerates because he's been like killed how many times by his mother. Then the Cyberman, that's going to be the leader, is fucking stabbing to death another fucking Cyberman for no fucking reason. And you got a million fucking Cybermen, but he's stabbing to death one fucking Cyberman. I'm like, what the hell's happening? There's like all this weird shit going on in these episodes. And I don't fucking understand any of it. Like, why are you doing these stupid things? Like, the whole Time Lord, I never knew how the Doctor's like, even though he can't stand the Time Lords, like the egos, he always saying, like, my society is the great society, wonderful society, I'm proud to be a Time Lord. And now you have the fucking history that, oh, these fucking people fucking killed this kid 1,000,000 fucking times. Abused the shit out of the kid. And this is a wonderful fucking society. Now, wouldn't she not even want to be called the Time Lord now? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. I must say, I've got very, very controversial opinion. No, Noel, I'm not in any way in line with killing children. But how powerful an idea would it be, in general, that you discover this great society was actually founded on some sort of atrocity? That as an idea, I think, as details obviously aside, I mean, no, I only know about at the time the whole most of season 12 from reviews, but no, the basic, the details, no. But as an idea that you suddenly find this massive great event, it's something that I think is quite a powerful one. It's just probably not the sort of thing that should be done on Doctor Who.
You know, like, I wonder.
Like visiting World War II.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. The only episode I actually saw for season 12 was Spyfall Part 2, and I got to the point. The best thing I could say about Spyfall Part 2 was, oh, thank God they didn't go where I had a horrible feeling they might. And Gary suggested they would. And Gary said he thought they were going to go there halfway through season 1 with Noor and Yak Khan, and they didn't end up where they could have gone with that.
Yeah.
But I think they've had some great ideas. They just have not a single one of them that I actually brought to fruition.
Yeah.
Now, often we have a lot of good ideas that that could be better probably than Doctor Who with certain things. But I remember back in the day when Waters of Mars came out, and now I'm hoping that I didn't cause any problems, because who knows if they take stuff that you say or I say or whatever, and later on, years later, they use it. But I said, from judging that episode of Waters of Mars, that was Adelaide Brooks, right? The Dalek didn't shoot her because, like, her future was connected with the Dalek. So if they would have killed her, it probably would have prevented the Daleks, because it's probably connected to the Doctor. So what if Adelaide Brooks' granddaughter married the prince or whatever it was, and that gave birth to the first Time Lord, which is the Doctor? Now, I said this a while ago, that's why it can never, like, one of the secrets that can never be told or known, because it would alter the Time Lords from being. If it was like you mix these two races and now you got the Doctor was the first Time Lord. And I said this a long time ago when Waters of Mars came out. But what if, like, Chibnall took stuff that we say and, like, twisted and made it into shit that we have now? Yeah.
So I don't know. Waters of Mars again.
Yeah. Listen, we could talk about this on another stream, and we'd probably be talking for about 6 to 7 hours about it, because
I know.
It's one of those topics that, you'd have to do multiple streams on, because it's just I
know
there's so many things going on with Chibnall. Listen, there's one thing I will say before we finish up. I think what Chris Chibnall has tried to do is make every piece of fanfic and all of that has been rumored and stuff, every little detail that has ever been, because remember, he is a fan himself, which baffles the mind when he does this shit, but he is a fan of Doctor Who. Let's not forget he is a fan, and that's the thing that actually baffles me. You'd think a fan would have more care and pay more attention to how other fans actually feel, but he doesn't. Ted has actually gone crazy on Mammy, but he doesn't, and it just boggles the mind. But listen, we will do another stream on this again because, to be honest, it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
We'll do the plot holes definitely, and obviously we will talk more about theories. But that's what I think he's tried to do. I think he's just tried to make everything canon, which is dangerous because then the danger is then you leave a lot of plot holes and then they need to be explained. And you have got to remember some of those plot holes now that he has created are from other showrunners that have written for the show in the past. And then you're kind of stepping on their toes, which he doesn't seem to give a shit about, to be honest with you. And they're supposed to be friends. That's why I can't believe that RTD and Moffat are sitting on the fence here. Because if that was me, right, if that was my work, I'm going to bring them down now, yeah? If that was my work, I would be right, and I seen him copying my work and belittling my work. I'm sorry, but where's your integrity as a writer?
They have it in their contract. They can't say shit. Gatiss can't say shit. Moffat can't say shit because all their retirement money, all that money from the BBC residuals when they're done.
I'm not disputing that, but could they not go to Critic privately and say, listen, mate, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure that that's why Russell T. Davies gave a little digs on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are not fucking happy at all. That's what I'm pretty sure they're pissed. But what could you fucking do?
I reckon if one of those two, or if the two, if rumored that there is things happening behind scenes with those two, if those two are serious about trying to take over this show, like a bit of a hostile takeover, wherever it is, I don't give a shit what it is at this stage. If those two men are serious and they really have been having digs at Chris Chibnall this whole time, right? Now, if it is genuine digs and they don't believe this bullshit that they've been writing with doctors turning into animals and stuff, and it is, as I said, them having a piss take at them, well, then I'm all for those two taking over the show. But could you do us a favor? Could you get a fucking move on and do it now? Because, listen, I can't deal with another series of this bull. Fans,
I know.
Yeah,
honest,
as much as it's possible that they can't stand what he's doing.
Listen,
right? They are learning from him with these deals. This is how Moffat and Gatiss got Netflix to pay for some of Dracula. I mean, they're learning from what he's doing, and they're doing it themselves.
Well, all I'll just say to you is, and I'll play to the two of you right now, if you have been doing that and having digs, and yous are genuine about trying to fix Doctor Who, I plead with you now.
Yeah.
Make your move. Make your move. We can't. Listen, it'll be very hard for you. These are great writers. You love the show. It'll be very hard to get this fandom back. I'm sorry. I know some people say once they write great Doctor Who, they'll come back. There's a lot to forgive.
Before it gets cancelled, step in. That's it. Step in before it gets canceled.
Those guys will have to be on the charm offensive. And you know what? RTD and Moffat, I suppose, know better men to actually do it. They will have a little bit of backlash if they do from, obviously, the other side. But once we have their backs, listen, we'll have your back. Just make your move. You need to make your move. On being on it. We just can't deal with another. We just can't. We love this show with all our hearts, passion, and it's just being destroyed. I just can't do it.
It needs tender love and care, and it doesn't happen.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna go because I'll keep talking, and I need.
All right, guys.
I have to bring Teddy down. But listen, before you go, Matrix Lord, thank you very much for joining me. Pleasure having you on, mate. It's been a while. We'll have to get you on again pretty soon, right?
Thank you, sir.
No problem. And English Bowman, I think I've got it right this time. No, the English long bowman. Sorry. Colin, thank you for joining us as well. I appreciate it.
All right.
And John as well, who
unfortunately
couldn't really join because he kept going in there. But thanks for joining the panel and trying to be part of it. And Gary Hewitt as well. And especially Daniel as well. And Daniel will be back with us again the weekend.
Yeah, I'll see you Sunday.
So he'll see us all on Sunday. So listen,
Had a
that's
great
it.
time, guys.
That's it from Matrix Lord. Good night, Matrix Lord. That's it
Good night,
from
guys.
Good night. That's it from the English Longbowman. I got that right, yeah. And everybody else in the
It's
chat.
good night from me.
And good night from me.
And it's good night for everyone else.
And good night to all my moderators. Chris, I see that you're heading off. Good night. We timed it perfectly, didn't we? We will do the Timeless Children plot hole stream soon. I promise you. I just have to organise dates and times with all the other YouTubers that will be taking part. We'll get that done as soon as. Don't worry. And Matthew says night. Ted. Matthew said good night to you. To Daniel and the gang. No.
Good night.
Matthew,
Good night, guys.
Right, good night, lads. I'll talk to you all soon. I'm going to let this trailer go, and then I'm going to just end this chat, right, and the stream. Good night, lads. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Good night, guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Ted, hold on. I have to end the stream, buddy.